Seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
From Baltimore Memorial Stadium on a cold night in Baltimore, Maryland, the Los Angeles Rams, led by quarterback Roman Gabriel, attempt to stay close to the NFC's Western Division leaders, the San Francisco 49ers. Gabriel, coming off his best showing of the season last week, will guide his team against the Baltimore Colts and quarterback Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall, now in his 16th year, is having another superb year for the Colts. The Colts also need this one to stay a half game behind the Miami Dolphins in the AFC's Eastern Division. And NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Ford, who invites you to see all the 72 better ideas at your Ford dealers. And by Firestone. The name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Welcome to another Monday night of NFL football. We begin our show tonight just a little differently prior to the Rams-Colts game. We are bringing on to meet you a gentleman who got his first season ticket for a Colts game when a returning service veteran in 1947, the former governor of Maryland and, of course, the vice president of the United States, Mr. Spiro Agnew. And, sir, your knowledge of the Colts through all the years is extraordinary.
Well, I've been around them a little while, and I'm a very loyal Colt fan. In spite of my national connections, Howard, I stick with the Colts.
It's not an easy thing for you, then, to pretend to a neutrality.
Well, there's so many politicians who are Redskin fans that I don't feel that it's impossible that one person ought to stay with the Colts.
I would like, if we had time, sir, which obviously we do not, to explore your memories of such as Art Donovan and Gino Marchetti, but Unitas was the one for you.
Unitas was a great one and still is.
Very good, sir. Thank you so much for coming by. For you, we wish a Colts victory. For us in the booth, absolute neutrality. The Vice President of the United States, here tonight, back with his home team. And now, with both teams desperately needing a victory to stay alive in their respective division races tonight, we begin with our analysis of the Los Angeles Rams via the brilliant expertise of the gifted quarterback of yesteryear, Dandy Don Meredith.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you very much. Certainly nice to have Vice President Agnew with us tonight. What you probably didn't notice, he was wearing a Howard Cosell wristwatch. Talk about the Los Angeles Rams team. We'll start with their offense. The Rams have not been that outstanding on offense this year. They have used two primary receivers, both of them wide receivers. Number 13 is Lance Rensel, who is tied for the lead as the leading receiver for the Rams with 20 receptions this year, averaging, however, only 11.9. With 19 receptions this year is Jack Snow, number 84, the other outside receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. And Jack has caught 19 passes this year, but he has averaged 17.68 each time that he's caught the ball. One thing that might be pointed out again about Lance Rensel, incidentally, is he has carried the ball running 9 times. Has averaged a little over 12 yards. The Ram defense is always made up, or has been in the past, about their strong pass rush. They have 2 Olsen boys in the middle, and they're pretty dadgum good. You got on the outside, you got Deacon Jones on one side and Clyde Bake on the other. They have a fine defensive team. They're struggling to stay in the thick of this battle. And now I'd like to bring on Frank Gifford to talk to you about the Baltimore.
Earl Morrall falter, Johnny Unitas would come on. But it's defense that the Baltimore's are truly a standout ball club. They've given up only 55 points in 7 ball games. That's remarkable. Only one team can do it with their front 4. We talk a lot about zone defense, and we hope we don't confuse you. We've mentioned it over the past few weeks. The reason we talk about it because the zone defense in itself is making some very dramatic changes in the game of football. How often do you see the long bomb anymore, a receiver working individually against the cornerback? Not very often. The receivers today have to work in areas. The zone defense provides areas good receivers can work in. A good quarterback can pick a zone apart. It used to be in the old days that only the bad teams play the zone defense, but now the good ones play it, and no one plays it better than Baltimore. And let's look at them 2 weeks ago against the Minnesota Vikings. You'll see Jim Duncan, the right cornerback. He's number 35. Rick Volk, 21. Duncan, the bottom of your screen, rolling up, playing the short zone. Rick Volk dropping deep, over the middle. The pass to the open area. Oscar Reed finds that open area. The left corner, it almost forms an umbrella, that zone. On the left corner is Jerry Logan. On the other side is Charlie Stooks, 47. The Colts, with 4 great defensive secondary men, use the zone to perfection. Here it is again. Look at 35, Duncan moving up. He'll make a hit here. Deep is Rick Volk. Now, Stu Voigt, the tight end of the Vikings, finds the open area, and you get the completion. But believe me, it's hard to work against 4 great defenders when they play a good zone defense like Baltimore. We'll be watching it tonight. And that's the end of our pregame activities. We'll be ready for the opening kickoff between the Los Angeles Rams and the Baltimore Colts in just a moment from cold, cold Baltimore.
If you think shaving your chin is hard, how do you think I feel? Up here, you really worry when the razor drags or pulls or scrapes. No more. I hardly feel this shave. I'm using Rapid Shave's new lubricating lather. It puts a coating of lubrication between skin and blade so the razor slides like a sled on snow. Smooth. How does it look? Rapid Shave's new lubricating lather. When it comes to your chin, use your head.
With all the excitement on TV these days, who says what you watch it on has to be dull? Not Panasonic, not even in black and white. Because we make TV that pops out of portable radios. TV that shuts up so you can listen to tape. TV that's really easy to tape because it's the world's smallest. These days, Panasonic gives you more exciting ways to watch TV than anyone else in the world. And for us, that's very exciting. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Panasonic Color TV is 2,500 scientists, 40,000 technicians who have made color TV this easy to tune. Touch a button called Panalock and tune in our brightest picture, our sharpest picture. With Panalock on every Panasonic Color TV, Panasonic made color TV this easy to tune. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
The preliminaries are over at Baltimore Memorial Stadium. 2 fine football teams now coming onto the field. The Rams will receive to your right. The Colts will kick off. There is the series record between these 2 ball clubs. Close, the Colts with the 5-game edge. The Los Angeles Rams record this year, 4-2-1. They trail the San Francisco 49ers by only a half game if they can win tonight. The Baltimore Colts record is 5-2. They need this victory to stay a half game behind Miami in the AFC's Eastern Division. A great Baltimore defensive club against some fine offensive players for the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, unlike the teams in the past, directed by their rookie head coach, Tommy Prothro, a lot of college hijinks. You'll see many reverses. The 4th leading rusher for the Rams is their flanker, Lance Rensel, and that comes from reverses. Jim O'Brien will kick off for the Baltimore Colts. Deep, number 23, Alvin Haymond, and number 25, the speedster, Travis Williams. And he has broken open many football games, returning kickoffs. This is Jim O'Brien, the hero of this year's Super Bowl victory. And we're about underway, the temperature hovering right at freezing, a 14-mile-per-hour wind, and here we go. Alvin Haymond. Haymond up over the 30 to about the 32. Don Nottingham down there to make the tackle. We'll set quickly that Ram offense. Roman Gabriel opening at quarterback, number 18. Ken Iman is the center, number 50. The right guard, number 71, Joe Chiavelli. 76, the right tackle, Harry Shue. Bob Klein is the right end. The tight end, number 80. Lance Rensel, the flanker, 13. Jack Snow, the split end, number 84. The setbacks, Larry Smith and Willie Ellison. 1st and 10 for the Rams. They're moving from their own 32. Smith goes to the wing back on the left side. Snow is right, Rentz is right, Gabriel going to the air immediately. Firing out to Larry Smith, incomplete. Back there, Ted Hendricks on the coverage. Defensively for the Baltimore Colts, 3 fine linebackers. You saw Ted Hendricks, number 83. Mike Curtis is in the middle, number 32. Ray May, the left linebacker, number 56. A great secondary. Charlie Stoops, 47 on the left side. 35, Jim Duncan on the right side. Rick Boak is the free safety. Jerry Logan, the tight safety. Logan, 20, Boak, 21. On 2nd and 10, the ball resting on the 31-yard line. Larry Smith, gain of about 5. Billy Newsome moving over from his defensive left tackle position. Number 78, whom you're looking at the far end of the Baltimore Colts defensive huddle, is Big Bubba Smith. 6'7", 275 pounds, and having a superb year. Freddie Miller is the right tackle, 74. The veteran Freddie Miller. The right defensive end, number 85, Roy Hilton. 3rd down, we'll call it 5. The ball just over the 35-yard line of the Rams. We're just underway in Baltimore. Smith again. Smith. And it appears he will be short of the first down. Ted Hendricks makes the tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the Baltimore Colts Football Club. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Baltimore Colts Football Club and the National Football League is prohibited. Pat Studstill comes on to do the punting. There you see his average for the year. Deep, Tom Curtis, number 25, and Rick Boak. A wobbly end-over kick. Curtis with the fair catch at the 34-yard line. In Baltimore, a partisan capacity crowd takes over for their first series on offense.
Not bad field position, not a very good kick by Studstill. And Frank, as you remember, we were advised to look for something special on the first play by the Colts when they had the ball. We don't know exactly what's coming up that's supposed to be special, but let's look anyway.
And Earl Morrill brings up the Colts. 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. In motion is Perkins. The reverse to Eddie Hinton. Hinton driven out of bounds up just short of the 40-yard line. Eddie Hinton coming around. Nettles was there along with Kermit Alexander. Offensively for the Baltimore Colts.
We'll take a look at it again. Here's Eddie Hinton. As Howard mentions, the Colts are notorious, more or less, for their first play. They try to do something a little bit different and end around by Hinton, who does have the speed to break a long gainer. He did pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that one, so the Colts do have good field position.
Eddie Hinton out, Willie Richardson in. 2nd down, a long 3. Motion now, Willie Richardson to the left. Boulash, Matty the setbacks. Tom Matty with the play fake. Earl Morrill firing for Boulash. Incomplete. Isaiah Robertson back there on the coverage.
Beautiful coverage by the rookie linebacker as he dropped back with Big Boo and had him picketed all the way.
Willie Richardson is at one wide receiver spot for the Baltimore Colts. Ray Perkins the other. Richardson is 87, coming off a 2-touchdown performance last week against the Steelers. Perkins, number 27, the flanker. John Mackey is the tight end, number 88. Bill Curry, the center, 50. John Williams and Glenn Ressler are the guards. Bob Vogel, the left tackle, number 72. The right tackle is Dan Sullivan. 3rd down. A long 3. The ball just over the 40-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Perkins and Richardson both right. Now Richardson motions left. Morrill again looking for Matty. He has Matty, who had just about the yardage for the first down, but did he have enough? It is appear that he has. Marlon McKeever in on the stop. 1st down, Baltimore. Marlon McKeever, number 86, the middle linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams. In front of Marlon McKeever, a pair, well, as a brother act. Phil Olson, 72, and Merlin Olson, 74. They're the tackles for the Rams. Dave Jones, 75. The left defensive end. Coy Bacon, the right defensive end, 79. Isaiah Robertson, one linebacker, 58. Jim Purnell, the other, 53. 1st and 10 for the Colts, just short of the 45-yard line. Boulash. Dave Elmendorf drags down Bulash, who moves over the 50-yard line into Ram territory.
Tackled by Elmendorf.
At secondary for the Rams, Gene Howard, the right cornerback, 21.
Second down,
Dave Elmendorf
and 3.
is the free safety, the rookie from Texas A&M. Kermit Alexander, the tight safety, number 39. Jim Nettles at the left cornerback, number 19. And there he is, a legend in the college football ranks at the age of 50. Deserted job security and said, I'm going to give it a try in the pros because that's where the action is. The ball on the 48-yard line of the Rams. Perkins right, Richardson left. Matty, big hole. Matty moving to the Rams' 42-yard line. Kermit Alexander and Marlon McKeever there to make the stop, another Colt first down. Mr. Everything, Tom Matty.
Kind of typifies the whole Colts team. Does nothing spectacularly well. Some said once he was too slow, but somehow he puts it all together and does what you have to do to win, and that's what the Colts did all last year right through the Super Bowl.
84, Tom Mitchell is now the tight end. First and 10 for the Colts. They're moving from the Rams. 42, Richardson motion left. The fake draw to Matty. Firing for Bulash, and Isaiah Robertson almost picks it off. And Don McCafferty, in his rookie year last year, he led these Baltimore Colts to the World's Championship of Football, a 16-13 win over the Dallas Cowboys. They call him Easy Rider because he's a kind of a gentleman at 6'5".
And on that last play, Frank, as you noted, number 58, Isaiah Robertson, knocked the pass down. That's the third play you've seen this brilliant young rookie from Southern University in already. Keep an eye on him all night. Two rookies in this defensive unit. The other being the already mentioned number 42, Dave Elmendorf. And Prothero has proved that his confidence in these rookies has not been misplaced as the Rams have built themselves into contention again.
Earl Morrill moving from the Rams 42 on 2nd and 10. Again, Richardson motioning left. Fired for Perkins. He has the football. He's in the arms of Nettles, but he scrambles inside the 30-yard line. Jim Nettles finally dragging Perkins down.
Super catch by Perkins there. He caught that one in between two defenders. One of the reasons to send a man in motion, as they have done, the Colts have done the last few plays, is that it makes the defense change their coverage at the last instant, or the last second. So you'll see Richardson go in motion to one side, and if the Colts had designed a zone in their defensive huddle, they'd more or less change it. But they see a man go in motion because you can't let a man with Richardson's speed and knowledge of the game get loose man-to-man coverage on the wide side of the field.
First and 10 for Baltimore on the Rams' 29-yard line. Out to the left is Richardson. Motion right is Perkins. The ball goes to Bulash, and he's hit hard. Wow, was he hit?
I think that's one of the Olsen boys up there.
Coy Bacon finally made the stop, but he ran into, I believe, either Dave Jones or Merlin Olsen. Number 75 is Jones. Watch.
Actually, that's McKeever coming up from his middle linebacker along with Jones. As we've mentioned before, Bulash is having a super year, and he is not only a speed runner, but a power runner. McKeever had a good lick on him that time.
Whoever it was, he'll think about it next time. 2nd and 10 for Baltimore, moving now from the 29-yard line. Perkins motions right. Morrow looking deep for Richardson. This one will be picked off. Gene Howard. Gene Howard scrambling up over the 15 to the 19-yard line.
Frank, that ball was poorly thrown. He had a man open out in the flat. It was Bulash. I suppose he was trying to go deep, but it was terribly underthrown, 10 or 12 yards, I would say. And Howard was right in the middle.
And with timeout, the score is Baltimore nothing, the Rams nothing.
Unfortunately, your new 1972 Winter is almost ready for delivery. Fortunately, a new Firestone tire that will change the way you feel about winter driving is ready for delivery now. Firestone stops you cold, starts you cold, helps you steer your way through winter weather. New Firestone asymmetrical town and country tires. The winter tire with 3 separate treads. An open traction section to help you start or stop. Center Z-bars for stability and mileage. A stable traction section to help your steering control.
adding up to a wide tread that holds a third more ice-gripping studs than any tire we've made before. These new tires are designed for front wheels, too, to give you even more steering and stopping control on ice. Winter always has a few surprises for you. This year, get Firestone asymmetrical town and country tires from your Firestone dealer or store, and you'll have a few surprises for winter.
Isaiah Robertson on that last play moved in on Earl Morrill. He was not a blitz. He just had no one to cover. Watch this. That's smarts. Gene Howard has picked it off. The Rams moving back to the 29-yard line, their own 29-yard line. Take over, 1st and 10. A little over 8 minutes in the first quarter remain to be played. Gabriel marking the automatic. Smith, brother Ellison, the Rams' leading ground gainer, tackled by Jerry Logan.
Ellison's having a heck of a year for the Rams. He has caught 20 passes. And as Frank mentioned, he is a leading ground gainer, averaging a little over 4 yards per carry. He has been kind of an on-again, off-again football player. He seems to have gotten it together this year.
The Rams, 2nd down and 2, a pickup of 8 by Ellison. Grensel and Klein, the tight end, are to the left. Grensel 13, Klein 80. Jack Snow is on the right side. This is Smith, another big hole. Mike Curtis makes the stop from his middle linebacking position. Plenty of yardage for the first down. Moving to the 44 is Larry Smith. Another versatile football player for the Rams. He's averaging just under 6 yards. As a matter of fact, the Rams have had a fine running game all year long. 1st and 10 for the Rams on their own 44-yard line. Out to the left comes Lance Rensel. Jack Snow, the other wide receiver, is inside Rensel, the second Ram in that you can see. Nowhere for Larry Smith. Number 81, Billy Newsome, moves in to make the stop. And Billy Newsome has been a fine surprise for the Baltimore Colts this year. He's tied with Bubba Smith at getting at opposition quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, the Colts in the last 4 games have tackled the opposition quarterback 18 times. That's pretty good.
Not too bad. But then defense is their shtick.
2nd and 10. The Rams moving from their own 44-yard line. Now the 2 wide receivers, Grensel and Snow, go out to the right. Straight drop back, both backs out. Intended for Ellison and deflected.
That's been one of the assets that Roman Gabriel has had. They say he's 6'4", almost 6'5". He very seldom gets past his block. That time he did get the pressure and he did throw it. Roman has gotten off to a rather slow start this year. His last 2 games have been by far his best of the season. He was injured earlier, had some ribs, and he had a slight concussion against the 49ers, and only in the last 2 ball games has he been passing with the efficiency that Roman has passed with in the past.
3rd down and 10. The Rams moving from their own 43-yard line. Both wide receivers split. Rensel's in the slot. Snow out to the right. Gabriel for Rensel, wide open. Rensel gets by Stoops. He's out of bounds inside the Baltimore Colts 35-yard line. Ray May forcing Rensel out of bounds.
We've mentioned many times, let's take a look at it again. Rensel coming from the slot. You'll see on the outside another wide receiver. He was hit by the linebacker, comes down to the middle. The Colts made an adjustment then. They had Rick Bolt out on the secondary. Number 83, Ted Hendricks, is the linebacker, and he was actually on Rensel man for man. Rensel is playing at about 195 this year. His playing weight for the last 2 or 3 years has been close to 210. The Rams are delighted not only with his pass reception, but his ability to run after he catches it.
1st and 10, Rams. They're on the Colts 31-yard line. 25-yard pickup by Lance Rensel. Rensel out left, Snows to the right, Klein the tight end on the left side. Setbacks, Ellison and Smith. This is Ellison. Ellison with a good block. Schiavelli with a fine block springs Ellison, who's inside the 20-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Mike Curtis makes the stop.
Frank, as you know, most quarterbacks have a tendency to kind of underplay any question or any answer that you ask them. I asked Roman and Jerry Rome both before this game, what do you plan to do? And the standard question is, well, we know they're a good defensive team, but we do feel that we can run against them. I said, look, Roman, you know, you hear that a lot. He says, no, we have to. They do play the zone better than anybody we've seen, so we do have to run against them, and he has mixed up his running game very well.
On 1st and 10 from the 18, this is Smith. Smith stopped by Mike Curtis. Pickup of about a yard and a half. The ball just inside the 16-yard line of the Colts. Another thing we mentioned earlier, the Rams like to do, they like to run a lot of reverses. They run them to their tight end, they run them to Rensel, and they'll play fake off it. They'll screen off it. And every week they seem to put something new in. Just a little Tommy Prothrow wrinkle. On 2nd down and 8 from the 16. Rensel's left, Snow is right. Here comes Smith behind Schiavelli again. Number 83, Ted Hendricks, the right linebacker, moves in on Smith. He picks up maybe a yard. What a fine linebacker this man is. He's 6'7" and 215 pounds.
Another thing, Frank, he has the lateral pursuit, as do all the linebackers. They're extremely fast. They cover well. They work every day in perfecting the zone defense. Therefore, they have great lateral movement. It's the opinion of most people that the best place to run against the Colts is inside the tackles on quick traps or straight power plays.
On the passing down, 3rd and 15. Out to the left, both wide receivers. Rensel 13 at the bottom of your screen. Inside is Jack Snow. And Roman Gabriel with the play fake. Firing out to Smith. Smith inside the 15 for a pickup of about 2 or 3. Mike Curtis there to make the stop. Fourth down, and David Ray will come on for the attempted field goal. David Ray, 11 out of 15 for 49 points thus far. He's kicked them from 47, 46, 45. He'll be kicking this from just inside the 20-yard line of the Baltimore Colts.
While we await the field goal try, a quick reminder to our viewers and listeners, the NCAA college football game on Thanksgiving Day, Nebraska against Oklahoma here on ABC, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time.
That'll be a good one.
David Ray from the 20. Up, and is good. In NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score, the Rams 3, the Colts nothing.
Man in the Neanderthal period, the Cro-Magnon period, and the all-wet period. Note the slick-down hair. Today, of course, the look is dry and natural. So Command was created to hold without looking wet or oily. Blue label for normal hair, silver for stubborn, and red with natural grooming conditioners. Oh, Command Tahitian Lime Antiperspirant to help keep modern man dry, period.
Getting onto the freeway at rush hour is a challenge if your car has this problem. Step on the gas and it stumbles, falters. That's called hesitation. In real cars, it may be caused by poor fuel distribution. If it is, you may get help from Esso. 3 new efficiency gasolines with HTA. Try a couple of tankfuls. For a lot of cars, that's all you may need to overcome hesitation and help you meet the freeway challenge.
This is how you win football games. A little over 5 minutes, using 9 plays to go 71 yards. The Rams are out in front of the Baltimore Colts by 3. David Ray to kick off. Deep, number 23, McCauley. And number 42, Charlie Pittman. High kick. This is Pittman. Pittman running hard to the 25-yard line. Matt Maslowski makes the tackle for the Los Angeles Rams.
He's quite a story, Frank Maslowski. Never even played college football, really. Came to camp, an outsider. Nobody gave him any kind of shot, and he's turned up very well on the special duty team.
Baltimore, 1st and 10. The ball just over their own 25-yard line. Out to the left goes Willie Richardson. To the right is Perkins. Matty on the sweep, moving behind Williams. 75 Williams with a fine block as Matty moves to about the 33. Isaiah Robertson to make the stop.
You know, you watch Morrill at quarterback. You know Unitas is behind him. But George Plimpton, the adventurous amateur, played with the Detroit Lions some years ago, switches teams and plays with the Baltimore Colts against the Lions for a TV special. Huddle with Plimpton, the great quarterback sneak, on his ABC special Friday night, November 26th. Georgie Boy will do it.
Second down, about 1.5 yards to go. We'll make it 2 out to the left, Richardson. Perkins to the right, the ball from the 34-yard line. This is Matty. Phil Olsen there, along with number 86, McKeever. Matty moving to about the 38-yard line.
At the end of the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Rams 3, the Colts nothing. Wow, that was fast. Well, they...
This is a recording session. The studio, the quiet interior of the 72 Ford LTD. As any sound engineer can tell you, the quieter the studio, the better the reproduction. And the 72 Ford is built quiet enough to give you every beautiful note. In tuning road vibrations out, Ford builds quiet in. For 72, take a quiet break in the Ford LTD, where quiet plus a luxury ride means a better car, a better value for you. Test drive Quiet Plus at your Ford dealers. Another better idea from Ford.
I'm Roman Gabriel of the Los Angeles Rams. A quarterback needs a clear head to make quick decisions, so don't mess around with drugs.
I understand part of it. What's a shrub job, John?
I don't understand the first part as the man, but I was state championship drubs. I'll put it back. I was a member of the state championship shrub judging team in the 4-H club in Texas for 2 years in a row.
It says Howard the man, and the billing was right.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
From the 37, the Baltimore Colts, Morrill dropping straight back. Firing for his tight end, Mitchell, who just got turned around.
Don, you laid it right in the line earlier when the Colts, having established the effectiveness of their own running game, were thwarted by an interception. You said Morrill threw poorly. Now your characterization of that last throw.
Was not nearly as bad a throw. Mitchell should have looked earlier. He really should have. Coming on the tight end, one of the things that a quarterback has a real problem with is that a receiver, knowing his route, he has to know when to look back at the ball. Now, he was running 20 yards down the field and did not look back. That ball was almost intercepted. Now, I don't know what the timing is that they try to perfect in their workouts, but it is a coordination thing, and I can't really say that was a bad throw, but it looked to me that Mitchell did not look back in time.
Which makes it 2nd and 10 for Baltimore from their own 38. Morrow firing quickly to Mitchell this time, and Mitchell is hit hard by Kermit Alexander.
He looked on that one, and that is a good pass. Unitas has thrown that many, many times. And there's Earl there, but it is a quick slant in by the tight end or the X-end. It's called many things by many people, but Mitchell is big, he's strong. There's very few linebackers that really can keep him on the line of scrimmage effectively, so he can get off the line of scrimmage, look inside, and if you catch the middle linebacker going the other direction, there's a big hole in there to throw the ball to him, and that's what they did that time.
3rd down and 4. Willie Richardson, Perkins come to the left, both wide receivers, the tight end Mitchell to the right, the ball at the 44-yard line, the Colts' own 44-yard line. The draw play. Matty squirting through a hole close to a first down. Marlon McKeever there to make the stop.
You may have noticed on your screen that time that Deacon Jones, number 75, appeared to jump off sides. I read a couple of articles after their Miami game, and Deacon was called for an offsides, which was a very vital offside penalty, which actually a lot of people think maybe he cost a touchdown, but he has been suffering from a sore arch or an instep all year, and Deacon says, well, you know, I'm doing my best. Says, I've relied on my speed so long to anticipate that count and still be as effective as I can with my speed. So he anticipates the count a little bit, and he is going to jump offside.
First down. Tom Matty picks up the first down. The Colts now moving from their own 49-yard line. Perkins motion right. This goes out to Bulash, and he can't find the handle. Norm Bulash couldn't hold on to it.
Frank, I'm not on Earl Marl tonight. I'm not trying to pick on him, but one of the most difficult passes that looks to be one of the most simple is a quick flare. But, you know, you're pretty close to that guy. You're like 5, 6, maybe 8 yards away, and you really can't drill it. You've got to kind of lay that ball out there and anticipate the direction in which that back is running. He's completed 3 of 8, as you can see on your screen. In my opinion, the ball was a little bit low, and it was too hard.
Second down and 10, the ball at the 49, and the Rams, with the Colts anticipating them going to a zone defense, one thing the Colts like to do is hit their setbacks, and Matty is their second leading receiver. He's at setback position as Perkins goes to the right. Morrow trying to get this one off to Perkins, overthrows. Back there defending, Nettles, and moving over from free safety, Elmendorf, number 42, Nettles 19. That'll bring up third down. Matty and Bulash all the way as setbacks for the Colts. Their receivers as Morrow faces the passing situation. The tight end, Mitchell, number 84. Perkins, one wide receiver. Willie Richardson, the other.
Don, Baltimore's been gaining on the ground. Why does Morrow suddenly switch to the pass?
Again, I don't know, Howard. I'll have to say that I suppose he has an overall attitude toward the Rams that I'm not aware of. It's 3rd and 10 right now, and I would expect him, obviously, to go to the pass. I think he should.
Picked off. Purnell, Jim Purnell, makes the second interception of Earl Morrow.
I hope we can take a look at that one after we come back after a commercial, because I want to see where he was throwing it.
And NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score, the Rams 3, the Colts nothing.
A man spends his wedding night thinking of only one thing, his next shave.
Honey, when are you coming to bed? It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
What could cause such behavior? Only Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave. He is a child whose father loves shaving so much he won't let him in the bathroom. Look at him. What causes this? Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave.
This is Firestone's new asymmetrical town and country winter tire with 3 separate tread sections and room for 112 ice-gripping studs. The tire to start you, stop you, steer you through the worst winter weather. Now when you buy one, you get the second one at 50% off regular exchange price plus federal excise tax at all participating Firestone dealers and stores. If you already have them on your rear wheels, get a pair for the front. Once you feel how you stop and steer with these tires on every wheel, you'll never be without them in winter again.
We have a little bit different set. You'll see that number 75, David Jones, is in the middle. They moved Olsen out there. Marl did get a little pressure, but Mitchell, 84, his intended receiver, was going to the inside. The ball was thrown to the outside. Jim Purnell, number 53, is the linebacker who was just dropping into his zone. And that was it. On that play, Norm Bulash was injured downfield. We're not for sure. We think it's his left ankle. We don't know the degree of the injury.
The Rams with good field position. They're on the Colts 43-yard line. They lead in this football game 3-0. A little over 13 minutes remain to be played in the first half. Smith bouncing off tacklers. Moving back to the inside and moving to about the 37-yard line. Jerry Logan makes the stop. Norm Bulash injured his left foot last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers and had to leave the football game. And we have just been informed a slight twist of his ankle. So we will see. Norm Bulash, the Colts leading rusher. Pickup of 7. It'll be second down and 3. The ball about the 36-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Colts threatening the blitz. They come with it. That's Hendricks They're going to call that one, I believe. Well, the flag went down as Gabriel tried to get rid of the football.
Well, I believe Tommy Bell was certainly right. Tom Mack was the only white jerseyed player that I saw in the area, and he is not an eligible receiver. Number 65, he's the guard. The Colts, as you pointed out, Frank, did blitz. I have no clue what he's doing. Oh, I know, he's going back. It is a penalty from the original line of scrimmage. Sorry about that. That's a rule change this year. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding the ball. There's Johnny Yu. John's thrown a bunch of them away that have not been called. He's thrown a few away that have been. So I'm sure he knows what's going on out there.
Third down. 18 yards to go for the Los Angeles Rams. They are now back in their own territory. The ball just over their 49-yard line. And you will see the Colts come on this one. Keep an eye on Billy Newsom and Bubba Smith. They'll turn it loose. Gabriel going deep to Snow. Rick Bolt picks it off.
As it turned out, it's not that bad. The Colts are now on the 6-yard line. As effective as a punt. That wasn't what he intended to do.
And Bob Klein on the tackle. And with timeout, the score is the Los Angeles Rams 3, the Baltimore Colts nothing.
Aurora has put together a whole stable of new thoroughbreds. Aurora Factory Experimentals, AFX cars. You really drive them with your pistol grip power stick. And when you get good enough, you race them. AFX Power Pack plugs right into the wall for continuous action. You can collect all the AFX cars separately or in sets. AFX sets come with 2 cars, track, power equipment from the model motoring division of Aurora. We're for real.
Is that the game?
Yes. It's called skittle tennis. The object of the game is to wrap the ball around the stake.
Seems fairly simple.
Of course, you have an opponent who tries to do the same thing in the opposite direction.
Seems simple. Let's play. You serve.
Let's play. You serve.
Excellent game, gentlemen. Good day.
Good day. Who are those guys?
Skittle Tennis from Aurora, where fun is the name of the game.
Lance Ritzel tied with Willie Ellison as the Rams' leading pass receiver with 20. He's given the Rams a lot of attack as their 4th leading rusher on the end around, the flank around, whatever you want to call it. But Rick Volk has given the Colts the football. They'll move from their own 12-yard line. Norm Bulash is back in the ball game for the Colts. Matty up over the 15. Isaiah Robertson there along with Dave Elmendorf. There's Norm Bulash, who has a little problem with his left foot or ankle. And there are Norm Bulash's statistics. And the big one, the important one to me, is that average. Just under 6 yards a pop. The ball at the 16-yard line of the Colts, 2nd down. A long 6. Matty again. Coy Bacon, number 79, was there. Pick up about 1.5 yards. Ball now on the 17-yard line.
You look in the program and you see 74 Olsen, Merlin, defensive tackle, 6'5", 270. And his brother's right there by him, 6'5", 265.
3rd and 5, the ball at the 17 of the Baltimore Colts. Here comes Perkins, Richardson in motion. Perkins, the wide receiver at the top of your screen. The draw play to Bulash. Phil Olsen, number 72.
The first one don't get you, the other one will. And Merlin kind of slowed him up back in the backfield, and Phil came in and closed the gap on him. 2 great football players from Utah State. I know Phil's extremely happy to be out on the West Coast with his brother, and Merlin, along with the rest of the Rams, are delighted to have Phil.
4th down, Bulash missing the 1st down. Into the ball game, David Lee. There are his statistics. Dropping deep, number 23, Alvin Heyman. a former Baltimore Colt. And just in front of Heyman, Kermit Alexander. Good pressure, and you're going to see the penalty flag on this one. Dave Elmendorf wiped out David Lee, the punter.
He got him pretty good, too. Let's take another look at it. Here is Lee, number 49 for the Colts. The kicker is in a very vulnerable position, as you can imagine. His concentration is in the area of kicking that ball. He's off the ground. You'll see Elmendorf coming in, catches that left leg of Lee's and turns him a flip. A lot of injuries were caused in that way.
What David Lee was complaining about was he was saying that he was, rather not David Lee, but Dave Elmendorf was saying he was blocked into that.
Which is true, Frank. That's, you notice that was only a 5-yard penalty. Rather than roughing the kicker, get a 5-yard penalty off that, but it was a good lick to David Lee anyway. It does set up first down for the Colts. We'll take a look at it again. You make your decision as whether he was blocked into it or not.
Watch number 34, Tom Nowatzki. I would say no.
I think Nowatzki missed him.
Now, from the 24-yard line, Nottingham is in replacing Bulash. Morrow dropping deep, looking for Richardson. He has him. Willie Richardson at midfield.
Morrow loves to throw to Willie Richardson. He couldn't be more delighted that the Colts got him back. Richardson is a wise receiver who's got a very, very deceptive change of pace as he goes out for the football. Came back a week ago with heroics as the Colts beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Watch the play again. You see Willie moving in and quickly moving upfield until finally tackled by 3 defensive men. But Willie Richardson was traded first to Pittsburgh, on to Miami, given up as washed up by the Dolphins, back with the Colts and starring.
First and 10, the Colts moving now from their own 49. This is Willie Richardson running towards you in motion. Morrow being pursued. I believe that will be incomplete. The pass attempt to Tom Matty. Morrow getting a lot of pressure from Marlon McKeever coming in from his middle linebacking position.
Nonetheless, the Colts had the opportunity to get out of trouble on the wings of Los Angeles' first mistake of the game. That was the kicking penalty, rushing the kicking penalty against Elmendorf. 2 key turnover mistakes, interceptions on Morrow by the Rams, enable the Rams to get their early 3-0 lead. As always in football, the mistakes in the long run, when good teams are playing, the team making the most mistakes figures to be trailing.
Second down and 10 for Baltimore. They're moving from their own 49. Perkins goes motion right. Backed up at the line of scrimmage. Nottingham. Marlon McKeever again on the play. Now Nottingham will come out of the game. Bulash back in. Third down, about 9, a long 9. The ball just short of midfield. The triple flanker goes to the right. Matty, the lone setback. Intended for Mitchell and in and out of the hands. Kermit Alexander over covering.
So now Baltimore must relinquish the football, and you saw an interesting statistic a moment ago as we look at a disgruntled and perhaps a little bit disgusted Tom Mitchell come off the field, number 84 out of Bucknell in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Baltimore must give up the football, and we have a kind of repeat of the first half of 2 weeks ago when Baltimore made the key mistakes against Minnesota that might have been the ultimate cost them that ball game.
This is David Lee. He'll be punting to Alvin Heyman and Kermit Alexander. Heyman, 23, Alexander, 39. And again, just getting it off, and the flag goes down again. Dave Elmendorf again. It will be another Baltimore first down, and the rookie from Texas A&M is learning about running into the kicker.
Let's take a look at it again. You'll see 42, Elmendorf coming in. He tried his best to hold Lee up. He says, don't fall down. And he falls down anyway. That's a close call there.
You know, you can run into the kicker, providing you get a hand on the football, but you must make sure you touch the football. And Elmendorf now has given the Colts consecutive first downs.
2 chances as Baltimore moves at the very least closer and closer to field goal range. if not already within it.
The ball just over the Rams' 45-yard line. Perkins motions right. Bulash is back in, but this is Matty. Bulash with a fine block, springing Tom Matty. Tom Matty over the 40 to about the 38. Coy Bacon moving over to make the stop. Norm Bulash leading that play made a fine block that gave Matty the opportunity to make the cutback. Pickup of 7.
I was talking to some of the Colt players about Bulash. They say one of the nicest things about him is that he's a star and doesn't know it.
Averaging just under 6 yards per carry coming into tonight's ball game. Tom Matty not with the big average, but very effective as a receiver. It's 2nd down and 3. The ball at the 35-yard line of the Rams. Matty on the trap block. Inside the 35 to the 31. Dave Elmendorf, Jim Purnell makes the stop. First down, Baltimore.
Watching Matty on that play reminds me that this Saturday on ABC NCAA Regional Football in the East, Cornell, Dartmouth, and an opportunity to see Ed Marinaro, the great youngster who set the career rushing record in college football not too long ago, a possible winner of the Heisman Trophy.
From the 31, the Colts moving. Morrow going deep for Perkins. Nettles gets a hand on it.
Good play by Nettles, who recovered very well to come back and tip that ball away.
Jim Nettles, not big, 5'10", 177 pounds. He moves around in that Rams secondary. A very important football game for both these ball clubs. They both need a win to stay within a half game of their division leaders. For the Rams, the 49ers. For the Baltimore Colts, the Miami Dolphins.
Seeing Nettles make that play out on the corner, Frank. Nettles came to L.A. from the Philadelphia Eagles. He was actually one of the guys that the Cowboys tried to pick on. At that time, he was playing safety. He's doing much better out on the corner.
On 2nd and 10 from the 31. Morrow back rush hard. Willie Richardson. Gene Howard made the stop, and Richardson will be very close to the first down.
Again, that was Elmendorf that was covering Richardson. Earl did a great job there. They had a blitz, had some pressure. You'll see Richardson here come out. It was not Elmendorf, I'm sorry, it was Howard.
Purnell goes out. Geddes comes in on the short yardage. It'll be 3rd down, less than 1, as you see. Richardson will come out for the Baltimore Colts. Mackey will come in for their short yardage offense. Tommy Prothro on the sidelines, and more times than once I've seen Earl Morrill in this kind of a situation play fake and go with the pass. A little over 6 minutes remain in the first half. The Rams out in front, 3-0. 3rd and a foot. Matty, motion left. Lou gets the call, and he breaks tackles down to the 10, inside the 10 to the 7.
Oh, has that young man got power.
Tremendous explosion, too, just as he broke through the line, had those knees up, turning. Quick opener. See it in slow motion here. Bulash, 36. Good blocking up front. Watch McKeever, 86, come over, being taken out of the play. Get those knees up. Elmendorf, 42, comes up, makes contact. Bulash barely slows down. That's Kermit Alexander coming over, and Howard, 21, to stop him.
It'll be 1st and goal for the Baltimore Colts. They're moving on the Rams' 8-yard line. Out to the right goes Perkins. Willie Richardson comes left. That's the story on Bulash. Matty again behind Bulash. The flag is down. Marlon McKeever. Ken Geddes, who has replaced Purnell at left linebacker for the Rams. Again, we'll remind you a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Frank, I've watched Baltimore in several key situations. Looks to be possibly an offside penalty against the Rams. But several key situations, they have run directly at David Jones, number 75. Some people may wonder why. David is an outstanding defensive end, but of the 4 front linemen, he is 15 pounds the lighter man. He is weighing in at 250, and David has been known to play actually at much less than that. Excellent in pursuit. He has great speed and quickness. He is not as big as the other guys and may not be as strong.
Again on first down, the ball inside the 5. Matty with the quick trap. He's behind Ressler. Clint Ressler with a great block as Matty goes in for the touchdown.
Beautiful play.
You'll see the fake that he made to the outside to Boulage. Actually, you'll see Earl here fake out to the outside. That takes Jones to the outside. A quick trap coming on the inside. Number 62, Glenn Ressler, was the guy that came over and trapped again. Let's take another look at it from the end zone camera. Watch the fake. Here's Ressler blocking on Phil Olson. Great trap block. We say trap block because if the guy can't see him coming, if it's not straight on, that's a trap block. Ressler came from the offside to block Phil Olson, number 72. Open that one up.
And what a fine block it was as Jim O'Brien splits the uprights. On NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score, the Colts 7, the Rams 3.
This is Ford's Pinto 3-door runabout. Different where it counts. We finish Pinto with 5 coats of paint so it can fight off the salt air of Maine. And we made Pinto small enough for maneuvering through New York traffic. We designed Pinto to start easily on December mornings in Minnesota. We made Pinto roomy enough for tall Texas drivers. We gave Pinto the strength to climb the Rockies. Pinto was made to stop quickly in emergencies on Los Angeles freeways. And for windy days on the Golden Gate Bridge, we gave Pinto a wider track than the leading import. The Pinto 3-door runabout. See it at your Ford dealers. Pinto, different where it counts. Another better idea from Ford.
Baltimore has moved 88 yards in 9 plays, but more important, look what they've done in ball control. 2 big penalties helped them. The Rams used over 5 minutes to get on the scoreboard with a field goal. Jim O'Brien will kick off to Travis Williams and Alvin Heyman. Heyman, 23, Williams, 25. It's the Colts 7, the Rams 3. Pat Curran muffs the football. This is Alvin Heyman. Oh, and he attracts the crowd. To about the 17 is Alvin Heyman. Rex Kern was there. Tom Curtis. Sam Haverlack. They were all there. Alvin Heyman, who several times in his career has led the league in punt returns. Rams, 1st and 10. They'll move from their own 17-yard line. Ellison or Smith the setbacks. This is Ellison. Mack out in front, number 65 with a good block. Moving to about the 24, Rick Volk to make the stop. Baltimore thus far has run 30 plays to LA's 15 plays. There he is, Dave Jones. He's had trouble this year with an instep, as Don mentioned earlier, but according to David today, he said, I'm ready to go 100%.
He really is a good one, too, Frank.
The ball at the 23. The Rams own at 23. A 2nd down. 5 yards to go. Rensel widens up at the bottom of your screen. Snow is out to the left. This one intended for Klein. Not even close, as Bubba Smith puts the pressure on.
Bubba had him pretty well wrapped up back there. A big bear hug. Rensel, you saw before that play, opened up his stance a little bit. Moved out about another 3 or 4 yards to enable the coverage of the secondary to spread out a little bit. They were trying to hit in between the linebacker where the defensive cornerback was.
I'll tell you, it's interesting how those officials marked the ball. It is now 3rd and 4. It was 2nd and 5 and an incompletion. Oh, well.
Nobody's perfect.
You're right. Now from the 24. Snow left. Rensel right. Winslow cheats back in as Gabriel barks the automatic. He came back in for the pitch-out block, and it's stacked up. Ted Hendricks. Ted Hendricks stacks it up. A loss of 3. Ellison dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
We have 3:43 left in the half and counting down. And of course, this ball game turned, as Frank noted, when Elmendorf twice consecutively gave Baltimore second chances when they apparently had to relinquish the football. Now Baltimore gets another shot.
Pat Studstill to do the punting. Rick Volk is deep, and he kicks a high one. Rick Volk with the fair catch on his own 39-yard line. 42-yard punt. At NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score: Baltimore 7, Los Angeles 3.
It's exactly what you'd expect from Sweden. A different kind of tobacco, Borkum Riff. It's a bourbon flavor smoke, a softer, milder smoke, Borkum Riff. It's another thing that Swedish women like about Swedish men.
This is Firestone's new asymmetrical Town and Country winter tire with 3 separate tread sections and room for 112 ice-gripping studs. The tire to start you, stop you, steer you through the worst winter weather. Now when you buy one, you get the second one at 50% off regular exchange price, plus federal excise tax, at all participating Firestone dealers and stores. If you already have them on your rear wheels, get a pair for the front. Once you feel how you stop and steer with these tires on every wheel, you'll never be without them in winter again.
3 minutes and 19 seconds remain to be played in the first half in Baltimore, Maryland, on a cold night. The Rams getting out in front of the Baltimore Colts in the first quarter. A 20-yard field goal by David Ray. Tom Matte scored from 4 yards out, climaxing an 88-yard drive by Baltimore. Baltimore out in front 7-3. Matte again with the football, again behind Bulas. And Ressler was out in front again. Isaiah Robertson moving over. Pickup of about 3 yards for Matte. And we're watching a hard-hitting football game, and there were some wild ones yesterday. We'll see the highlights of those games as selected by Howard at halftime.
Selected by the producers of this show in their infinite knowledgeability.
2nd down and 8. Baltimore moving the ball from their own 41. This is Perkins. Willie Richardson moving in motion left. Quickly over the middle. Pass intended for Mitchell. Covered as he will be all night by number 39, Kermit Alexander. Earl Morrell having his problems tonight.
Earl has certainly had some very good days. He is the first one, I'm sure, to admit that a pass like that last one was not the way it should have been thrown. It was thrown too hard, again a little bit too low, and looked like a little bit behind him.
Statistics spoke for themselves as just flashed on the screen. 5 out of 16. 31% completion record for the night thus far.
The ball at the 41 of the Baltimore Colts. 3rd down and 8. Morrell with his drop back. Firing for Willie Richardson. Incomplete. And Willie Richardson that time was wide open, and Morrell was even unhappy.
Wide open is correct. And he has good reason to be unhappy. He is a veteran professional.
4th down. David Lee will come on to turn the football over to the Los Angeles Rams with 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the halftime.
Let's check and see if Elmendorf is still on that punt return team.
I bet he'll be delicate if he is.
They may tell him not to rush the kicker this time. You know, it's amazing. Elmendorf is one of the rookies, as Howard pointed out, on the defensive squad for the Rams. He is from Texas A&M. And is, I guess, what you say, a scholar. He finished with a 3.8 average on a 4-point system. That's not bad.
Alvin Heyman. Heyman moving back to the 40-yard line. Dennis Nelson there to make the stop. 34-yard punt. David Lee, who came into the game averaging 42 yards. Kind of a knuckler for 34 yards on that one.
3 deuces right there. Whoops. Getting close to that 2-minute period. We'll see what the Rams can do in the closing minutes of the first half. Roman's going to have to put it in the air, it looks like.
They have their 3 timeouts remaining. That's the score. Gabriel sending backs out of the backfield. To Smith. Smith into Colt territory to the 43.
That was smart. Frankie had a pattern call to the wide side of the field, actually expecting a zone. They were in a zone, came back to Smith, who had gone out in the flare on the weak side.
NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts, continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score, the Colts 7, the Rams 3.
I'm shaving in this demolition derby car to prove how hard it is to nickel cut yourself with this new razor, the Easy Rider from Schick. You see, these protective bumps, along the guard bar, help to keep the blade from digging in. A safe, smooth shave. Right now, you can get this Easy Rider razor free when you buy this special pack of Schick Super Chromium blades. It's a good deal.
Esso asks, does your car suffer from hesitation? For instance, when you really give it the gas, does your engine seem to sag momentarily? That's hesitation. Or does it ever feel like gusts of wind are hitting you head on when there isn't any wind at all? Esso has now improved all 3 of its gasolines. These improved gasolines can help eliminate the cause of hesitation, and that can result in smooth performance and good mileage.
It's a cold night in Baltimore, temperature hovering at freezing. The Rams have the football with 2 minutes left in the half. They have the football on the Baltimore Colts 43-yard line. A heater on the sidelines used to warm the players' hands. Not really a miserable night. The wind is very slight. Rams have brought on Les Josephson, number 34. Gabriel again, sending Josephson out. Looking deep for Renzel. Well covered by Charlie Stooks.
Don't forget, folks, this Saturday on ABC, NCAA Regional Football, Cornell, Dartmouth. We've told you about that in the East for our Eastern viewers with Ed Marinaro of Cornell, Arkansas, SMU, Kansas, Oklahoma, Washington State, Oregon State. Be sure to consult your local listings for the time of the game in your area this Saturday. And then the game we've got to keep plugging. Nebraska, Oklahoma, Thanksgiving Day, the showdown.
And what a great football game that's going to be, too. As Gabriel looks on 2nd and 10. Pulls it down, he'll run. And he's got 3 Colts. May is there. Curtis, number 32. May, 56.
It's a frightening realization when you go back to throw in this period and you look down the field and all of your receivers are covered. And that was the case that time. He had 3 men downfield and the Colts secondary did an excellent job. And Roman says, man, I got to do something with it, so I better run.
And he picked up 9 yards as the Rams used one of their timeouts. They'll now have 2 with the clock showing 1:36. Gabriel moving over to visit with Tommy Prothro.
I thought Gabe Frank showed all the speed of a youthful Meredith then.
He was in the area. You know, the one thing that might be pointed out, on a night like this, we've mentioned the weather that is cold. Quarterback's function as a quarterback doesn't call on him to run that much. Now, he gets hit. We've showed several times when the quarterback does get hit from the blind side as he's attempting to pass. But when you run, you're just not used to running. You don't go in from the training camp. You don't get used to running. You don't take the ball and run. So a quarterback's muscles are not really toned up for that. Take, for example, I tried to play tennis this week, for example. I haven't played in about a month. Man, I was so sore after that. You're using muscles that you don't use ordinarily. So Roman gets paid to pass. He's not getting paid to run. When he does run, it's taking a risk. And oftentimes injuries come out of it. How about that?
That covers the area.
That's it, in the area.
3rd down and 1. Roman Gabriel conferred on the sidelines with head coach Tommy Prothro. Logan, the defensive captain for the Colts, was over talking to his coaching staff and his booth. Renzel talked with Gabriel before he came to the huddle. Let's see what happens. 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 35-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. 1:36. Remain in the first half. Both backs out. Goes to Rensel. Stukes is there, and Rensel holds on.
Super catch, good throw. Stukes had him well covered. There's really nothing you can say about that except it's a beautifully executed play.
Again, you saw both backs coming out of the backfield, and you can do that when a team is playing zone. Now, they'll tighten up on this. Stukes moving to the inside.
They caught him in a man-for-man that time, Frank, which is unusual, but we have pointed out before against the zone, when you get down into this area, the 20 to 30-yard line, it's very difficult because the zone is not nearly as effective. You don't have as much field to work with or as many areas that you can allow the other team to have, so they're more or less forced to play a man-for-man coverage. Rensel ran a very basic pattern, a down and in or a post pattern as it's called, but the primary responsibility for Stukes is, hey, I can't let him get deep, and I don't want him to get to the outside. I don't have any help out there. On the inside, he does have at least linebackers in the position to block the view from the quarterback to the receiver. That's how much time he's got before the halftime. They're now about the 17 or 18-yard line, and they do have a first down.
And he has one timeout to work with. Out to the left goes Jack Snow. Rensel to the right. The tight end, Bob Klein, opens up on the right side. Colts faking the blitz. Hendricks is in the middle, as you see. Freddie Miller couldn't hold it any longer. He's going to accuse the Rams of drawing him off sides.
I believe that's Bubba talking to him, too. Bubba was lined up over the center that time. Bubba comes in from his defensive end position to line up right over the center. Now, we can't see whether anybody is drawing him off or not, but, yeah, that's Bubba Smith coming through. And he's giving Ken Hyman a pretty good forearm. They did call that Bubba was offside. He didn't like it. He said, wait a minute. That man moved. The center actually can't even move his arms in a situation like that because after he does take the position over the ball, he has to remain there until the snap counts.
First and 5, the ball at the 12. Gabriel firing for Rensel, and he was covered well there by Jim Duncan. That'll be second down and 5. Clock, of course, stopped with the incompletion.
Frank Duncan did a fine job, too, but I think it could be pointed out that Mike Curtis did a good job from his middle linebacker. He had dropped deep enough to force Roman to throw that ball a little high. The ball, I think, could have been completed to the inside because Duncan, again, was protecting that outside. The ball was high, but it looked to me from here he had to throw it over Curtis's head to get it there.
Rensel goes right. He'll be covered by Stukes. On the left side, Duncan will cover Jack Snow. Second down and 5. The ball is at the 12. Josephson. Les Josephson.
There it is.
Touchdown, Rams.
Fine utilization of everybody on the field. He had Josephson coming out from the backfield. He'd been working to his outside receivers. Rensel, he had Snow set to the left, as you said. Josephson came out on a flare pattern and was not covered. Someone missed an assignment over there.
So the Rams using their time well. There's still 1:15 remaining in the first half as David Ray comes on for the conversion. David Ray makes the Los Angeles 10, Baltimore 7. And it did not take Roman Gabriel very long to prove that football. Now, Earl Morrow, when the Colts take over possession, they'll have 3 timeouts remaining and 1:15 to work with.
That was a pretty series. We'll see the touchdown again. You'll see Roman coming back. He's got everybody out. Didn't hold anybody back in to block. That caused the responsibility for all the linebackers and the secondary men.
Well, I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to say it until I saw it again. That man had to be covered by Ray May.
That's right.
Number 56, and he just was not there.
Linebackers' responsibility, Frank, as I'm sure a lot of people know, is to cover the man coming out of the backfield. Now, Joseph did hold up a little bit, as if he was going to block, but he didn't. He released and went out into the flat. The linebacker cannot let that back free because there's nobody else to cover him. The secondary men, the cornerbacks and the safeties, have wide receivers to contend with.
And that's how long that drive took. Roman Gabriel using 2 timeouts and the incompletions to kill the clock, and it constantly amazes me what these veteran quarterbacks can do, as David Ray puts the foot to it. McCauley. And McCauley stacked up at about the 19-yard line. Travis Williams down under that kickoff. The Colts have called their first offensive play on the bench. And now, as soon as the referee sees both offensive and defensive units set, he'll start the clock. It's moving now with 1:07, but the Colts had called that play on the bench. Out of trouble, Coy Bacon. Earl Morrow all the way back to the 8-yard line. Coy Bacon getting away from the block of Bob Fogle.
Earl sent all of his backs out of the backfield that time, too, Frank. He had 3 receivers and 2 offensive backs in the pass pattern. Didn't have any extra protection in the backfield, as we have a minute left to play in the first half.
That, again, you can do, sending backs out against a prevent, just like you can against the zone. Second down now and 20. Morrow goes with the draw play. This is Bulash. Bulash into Marlon McKeever. Over the 15, or just at the 15, is Norm Bulash. Clock now moving with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. It'll be third down and 14, and I would honestly think, Don, that, well, Earl will be very careful from this point.
Well, I'm sure he will. The Rams are delighted to give him the yards that they got on that last draw play, because as you saw the previous play, he lost about 10 yards and 12.
From the 15 on third and 14, the clock moving with 10 seconds. The running play as the Colts are trying to run the clock out, and the Rams very wisely called timeout. Norm Bulash went down, and the Rams want to try and run the punt back. They used their last remaining timeout. Coming on to punt will be David Lee. Dropping deep, Kermit Alexander and Alvin Heyman. That very heads-up play on the part of that defensive unit. They wanted to make sure they could run this clock out.
David Lee back there thinking about practicing his fall. He's got to get this ball out of there. They are backed up. He's kicking out of the end zone. 7 seconds to go.
The officials are talking to both Alvin Heyman and David Lee, the punter, and now we're set to go. They must have known something we didn't know. High kick. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line. 33-yard punt. And the clock shows no time.
After a free fair catch that was called, the clock cannot run out. They do have the opportunity to make a free kick here. Now, if the clock runs out, it doesn't make any difference. They still can have one play left, because Heyman did call a fair catch. They can either try a free kick, and actually they can't rush. You'll see them lining up in like a regular kickoff position, so the Colts cannot rush this kick. A free kick is from no objections or no... You're asking Frank to explain this. Frank, would you explain this?
I was listening to you. I was really wrapped up in it.
I thought I was pretty good at just the free kick stuff.
Following a fair catch, you can free kick the football. You cannot put it on a tee. You see it very seldom, but this time with the ball at the 42-yard line, David Ray will try the free kick. Don says there will be no pressure. And it's off to the left, no good. Maybe he needs the pressure. He has made one from 47 yards this year.
He's not upset.
And he's unhappy. We've got some great highlight action coming up at halftime as we watch David Lee, and he is really upset. You see our story.
Well, you do expect a field goal kicker to kick it from the 45 or 50-yard line, Frank.
Well, that's
with
the
or
end of the
without
first
pressure.
half here at Baltimore Memorial Stadium with the score, the Los Angeles Rams 10, the Baltimore Colts 7.
America. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America. In the years ahead, we see America growing in many different ways, and we want you to share in America's growth. That's why we've moved into different kinds of investments, not just stocks, but bonds, mutual funds, real estate, and more. Merrill Lynch has a lot of different ways to put your money to work. America. Merrill Lynch is bullish on America.
The Mod Squad moves in on a smuggling ring tomorrow night on ABC.
We're about ready to get underway. Again, we'll remind you a vitally important game for both these ball clubs if they want to stay close to their division leaders. The Rams need a win to trail the 49ers by a half a game in their division. The Baltimore Colts, they need the victory to trail Miami by a half a game. And we're getting ready to get underway. David Ray setting it up deep is number 23, McCauley, and number 42, Charlie Pittman. 23, McCauley, Pittman on your right. On McCauley. And the second half is underway. This will be McCauley at the 5-yard line. McCauley over the 30 to about the 33. Rich Soule made the stop. Earl Morrill comes back into the game. Bulash, Matty the setbacks. Morrill, who was 5 for 17.
Here's a shot of Rich Saul coming down the specialty teams. He's a back. Whoops, he got down and knocked down by his own man. Comes in and makes the tackle. Rich Saul's a backup center for Ken Iman. In his second year, doing a fine job for the Rams.
So the Colts will begin the action from their own 33-yard line. Willie Richardson motion to the left. Again, the play fake. The screen. Attempt to Perkins. Incomplete. Rams out in front of Baltimore, 10-7. On the strength of a Roman Gabriel touchdown pass to Les Josephson. Ray May, number 56, was caught inside on this. He should have been the man out there to stop Josephson. He was late getting there. And the Rams went into halftime with a 10-7 lead. Rams got on the scoreboard early with a 20-yard field goal. David Ray hitting from 20 yards out. Then Baltimore scored with Tom Matty from 4 yards out. And then the touchdown you just saw. Matty upset. Coy Bacon was there, 79. Dave Jones helped out. Loss of about 5 yards.
This Coy Bacon has really done a fine job. He came in as the youngest member of the Fearsome Foursome about 3 years ago. He's certainly taken his place along with the good ones. He has the same quickness. I don't suppose he's quite as fast as Deacon Jones, but he is quick, and he's about 15 pounds heavier. Coy Bacon.
Third down now and 17. The Colts moving from their own 27. Morrow, 3 receivers out and set back. Bulash over the middle. It goes to number 84, Mitchell. Fine shot as Isaiah Robertson made the tackle, but Mitchell gets the first down. Baltimore now will have 1st and 10 on their own 49. Defensively for the Los Angeles Rams, it remains intact. Dave Jones at one end, Coy Bacon at the other end. Jones 75, Bacon 79, the two Olsen brothers in the middle. Merlin 74, Phil 72, the middle linebacker, 86, Marlon McKeever. Jim Purnell, the left side linebacker, 53. Isaiah Robertson, who's had a fine game in the first half, the rookie from Southern University, he's on the right side. The cornerbacks, 19 Nettles, Howard 21. The safeties, Alexander and Elmendorf. The Colts, 1st and 10. They move from their own 49. Perkinson motions right. Firing quick to Mitchell is Earl Morrill. Incomplete. Elmendorf moving over to be in position. Not one of Earl Morrill's finer nights. 6 of 20 is Earl Morrill for 80 yards. There you see the defensive comparison. We told you at the top of the show, Baltimore came in having only given up 55 points. Remarkably, they have held 7 opponents to only 1 touchdown through the air. Now it is 2 as a result of a Gabriel to Josephson pass. We're in the 3rd quarter. The Rams out in front, 10-7. The Colts with a 2nd down, moving from their own 49. Again attempted for Mitchell, almost picked off by Elmendorf. Isaiah Robertson back there making a problem for Earl Morrill.
It's interesting to see how the Rams are actually handling the man in motion. We mentioned it a while ago. You'll see Mitchell coming off, Tom Mitchell, number 84. Elmendorf has shifted over from his safety position to cover Tom Mitchell. He almost slipped coming out of the turn. Elmendorf, great position, coming in to make the interception. Just let the ball slip through his hands. Robertson's right there close at hand from his linebacker position.
Isaiah Robertson playing a fine game, as we mentioned. He came in for this game with 4 interceptions. 3rd down and 10. The ball on the 49-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Left is Richardson. Perkins to the right. Morrow firing for Perkins. Trying to squeeze it into that area in the zone. Incomplete, 4th down. David Lee will come on to do the punting as Kermit Alexander drops deep with Alvin Heyman. 12 minutes, 43 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter from Baltimore, Maryland. On a chilly night, the temperature hovering right at freezing. This time, no rush as the Rams try and set up the punt return, but Alvin Heyman calls for the fair catch at the 19. That's what has taken place for Earl Morrill in the first half. He came into this game averaging 54%. He is about 30% now. And with timeout, the score is the Los Angeles Rams 10, the Baltimore Colts 7.
Oh, yes. Yes, my antiperspirant works when everything's going okay. But when I'm a nervous wreck, nothing seems to keep me dry.
If your antiperspirant doesn't do what you hired it to, fire yours and hire ours. Right Guard antiperspirant. Get the drying agent that really helps keep you dry. Stops odor, too.
But I'm what you call a heavy perspirer. I perspire in the wintertime.
Then fire yours and hire ours. Ours is Right Guard.
For some time now, Gillette has known that if you could shave with 2 razors at once, you could get a better shave because you'd be shaving with 2 separate blades. Gillette introduces the 2-bladed razor, the new Gillette Track 2 twin-blade shaving system. 2 separate blades to get whisker 1 blade could miss. The new Gillette Track 2. It's 1 blade better than whatever you're using now.
Back in Baltimore, the Rams will take over. 1st and 10, they'll be moving from their own 19.5-yard line. Oh, thank you, thank you. That billing again.
No top billing at all.
Out to the left goes the big tight end, Klein. In the slot is Rensel. To the right is Dak Snow. The setbacks, Willie Ellison and Larry Smith. The quarterback all the way for the Rams, Roman Gabriel. This is Smith on the draw play. Pickup of about 5 yards for Larry Smith. Billy Newsom to make the tackle. Billy Newsom, Bubba Smith, Freddie Miller and Roy Hilton are the defensive front four of the Baltimore Colts. The linebackers, 32, Mike Curtis in the middle. Ted Hendricks on the right side. He's number 83. Ray May, number 56. They flip-flop depending upon the tight end and the set formation. Jim Duncan, the right cornerback, 35. The left cornerback is Charlie Stoops. The safeties are 20 Logan, 21 Vogt. Second down, 5 yards. Again, the tight end climbs, split wide to the left. Rensel in the slot. Snow opens up. And again, this is Smith. A big hole for Smith, up over the 35 to the 37. Jerry Logan moves over to make the stop.
Get a shot of Curtis here from the middle linebacker, and on this play, I believe he gets taken out pretty well. That's Schiavelli, Joe Schiavelli, number 71, coming in, straight up the middle. It's Jerry Logan, number 20, coming over to make the stop. Quick hitting play up the middle.
First and 10 for the Rams. They're moving now from their own 37, out in front of the Baltimore Colts, 10-7. Rensel right, Snow left. The automatic sends Rensel further to the right, covered there by Charlie Stoops. The quick toss. Running hard is Ellison. Out in front was Mack. As Rick Vogt comes up to make the stop.
Los Angeles presently moving the ball on the ground, Frank, and a quick reminder that this Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sport, Tournament of Thrills Auto Devil Championship from Tampa, Florida, the World Wrist Wrestling Championships from Petaluma, California, the World Professional Target Diving Championship from Montreal, Canada. Consult your local listings for time.
The Rams, the second and 3, they're operating from their own 43. Snow left, Rensel right. Rensel again moves back in. Josephson runs into Ted Hendricks. Loss on the play of about 4 yards. Ted Hendricks, again, will remind you, he's 6'7", he's not big, about 215, 18 pounds, but does he move around? 5 tackles he's made individually this evening. The loss moves the ball back to the 39-yard line of the Rams.
From the 40-yard line.
Their offensive line, Iman at center, number 50. Mack, the left guard, 65. Schiavelli, the right guard, 71. Shue, the right tackle, 76. Cowan, the left tackle, 73. 3rd and 8. Snow right. Klein and Rensel left. Over the middle, it's Willie Ellison. That will be short of the first down. Ellison, who came into this game tied for the lead of Ram receptions with Lance Rensel.
Ellison having a big year, as Don noted in the first half, and Willie says it's because his new coach is giving him a chance to play the way his former coach, George Allen, did not.
Pat Studstill, well below his 42-yard average coming into tonight's game. He'll be kicking to Rick Vogt. Again, off the side of the foot. But Vogt will try it, and he'll get wiped out. Wiped out of the 18 is Rick Vogt, back to the 15. And with timeout, the score, the Los Angeles Rams 10, the Baltimore Colts 7.
Every day is moving day at North American Van Lines. And to make sure every move goes smoothly, their trucks use STP oil treatment. These trucks have to haul tremendous loads under all conditions, through crosstown traffic, cross-country miles, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Through it all, STP helps keep them running smoother, cooler, quieter, longer, in all kinds of weather. Try STP oil treatment in your family car and run racer sharp.
Some people love cola so much they can't stop drinking it. And for them, there's RC. With RC, you get a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. So it doesn't feel like too much. Right, OJ? RC. A great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. For people like O.J. Simpson, who can't stop drinking cola.
9 minutes and 3 seconds remain in Baltimore, Maryland. An important football game for the Baltimore Colts. They must win to stay within a half a game of Miami in their division. The Rams must win to stay within a half a game of the 49ers. Baltimore Colt football, 1st and 10. Earl Morrow firing for Perkins. Nettles is there. Marlon McKeever comes over. Herman Alexander.
This has been a tough game so far for Earl Morrow, as you've heard Don say on a couple of occasions. And yet it comes after a game when Earl seemed to have put the Colts passing game together for the first time really this year, the big victory over Pittsburgh a week ago. You can ascribe some of the differential in the performance from week to week as we watched for the first down measurement, and the fact that he was going against Pittsburgh's young secondaries a week ago. But still, Earl has been around, as noted, a very long time, and with great efficiency against the very best teams. By that much, they missed the first down. And one can expect that during the remainder of this game, Earl will begin to pick up in his pitching efficiency. In the meantime, Baltimore retains the capacity to move the ball on the ground with Big Boot.
And on 2nd down and short yardage, Willie Richardson, Perkins, both wide receivers on the left side. Morrow going to throw. Looking for Perkins. And Perkins gets his lumps right in front of the Baltimore Colt bench. Herman Alexander over there defending along with Howard, as Morrow continues to have problems. 7 of 24, 2 interceptions. His ball club trailing the Rams here in the 3rd quarter. Colts have had a remarkable year. They did lose to Cleveland 14-13. They lost to Minnesota 10-3. The Rams, they've dropped a pair. They lost to the Saints. They lost to Miami. They tied Atlanta.
The Rams really have a tough schedule in front of them, too, Frank. They are staying on the East Coast. Actually, they're going to Philadelphia next week, work out, go to Detroit, play Sunday, go back home, play the 49ers, and then on the next Thursday, Thanksgiving, play Dallas in Dallas.
This is Matty. Matty, very close to the first down, and he picks it up. Dave Jones was there to make the stop for the Rams. 1st down, Baltimore. Clock moving. A little over 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Out to the left come both wide receivers. The ball at the 30-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Perkins and Richardson both split to the left. Mitchell, the tight end, on the right side. Matty again. And Phil Olsen there to make the stop.
Deacon's having some words with somebody down there, Frank. Looks like Sullivan and Deacon didn't agree on the actions of that last play.
Sullivan has not been a man charged with easy assignments. 2 weeks ago, gentlemen, it was Carl Eller. This week, Deacon.
Limping out is Tom Mitchell, the tight end for the Colts. Coming in, John Mackey. Mitchell had been the Colts' leading receiver coming into tonight's game. As you see, 2nd down and 8 yards, a pickup of 2 by Matty. The ball on the 31-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. We're in the 3rd quarter. Motion is Willie Richardson, 87. Picked up by number 21, Howard. Gulash. Gulash moving very close to another 1st down. Tackled there by Isaiah Robertson. 1st down, Baltimore. More and more you see the setbacks against the wide use of the zone as the top receivers on ball clubs. Gulash came into this game with 10 receptions. You can do that because when a team plays a zone defense, they do not shoot their linebackers. Linebackers do not blitz. They drop back into the zone. 1st down. The Colts moving from their 41. Richardson again. Motions left. Picked up again by Howard. The draw play. Matty. Matty upset there by Elmendorf. Moving over the 45 to the 48.
Saw a little technique by Matty there, which only experienced ball players can do very well. Here's McKeever, number 86, the middle linebacker. Wrestlers in there on him. You'll see Matty with the ball in his right hand. As he makes his move, he shifts the ball to his left hand, supposedly to protect against fumbles, because he's going to get hit more than likely from that right side. A lot of fumbles, however, occur when they're trying to switch it from one hand to another. Matty switched it without ever breaking stride. There's the coach, Don McCafferty. The Baltimore Colts, I'm sure, was pleased with that last play.
2nd and 2 for the Colts. They're moving from their own 49-yard line. Perkins right, Willie Richardson left. Matty again. Very close to the first down. Matty moving into Ram territory. Marlon McKeever at the bottom of that pile.
The way they're using Matty now, Don, don't you expect them almost any time to start switching to Bula?
Well, in fact, I see Matty coming out right now, and he is being replaced. I don't know whether he was injured or not. He's coming out a little slow.
A little.
Yeah. Bulash, of course, has been their big gun all year. As Frank pointed out, when you average practically 6 times every time you carry the ball, the obvious thing is to get the ball to Bulash.
Don McCauley, number 23, has replaced Matty. The ball on the 48-yard line of the Rams. McCauley getting the call on his first play. Jim Purnell.
If that was any indication of how they're going to miss Matty, then the Colts are definitely going to have to give that ball to Bulash.
I'll tell you, this rookie from North Carolina, number 1 draft pick of the Baltimore Colts, is some kind of football player. He's 6'1", 207 pounds. And he not only can run, but he can play the halfback spot for Baltimore. And when I say that, I mean the Baltimore Colts like to throw to their halfback. Tom Matty, year in and year out, is among the top 10 receivers. This is Isaiah Robertson's record through the evening. 5 individual tackles and 3 assists. 2nd down and 9. McCauley again. McCauley upended.
And that was Robertson again, too. So let's give him 6 tackles and 3 assists.
What a night he's having, that rookie. Here's the official or unofficial scouting report on him as he got out of college and was viewed by the pro scouts. Great size and athletic ability, tough and strong, tremendous potential, great agility and speed, excellent lateral movement, makes many solo tackles, and now watch him. Number 58. Said at the top of the evening, keep a close eye on that rookie tonight out of Southern U.
Played off Mackey, who is an excellent blocker, too.
3rd down and 6. Matty back into the game. Going out to Willie Richardson. Overthrown. Herman Alexander was there. Morrill really having his problems. That will be 4th down. And out will come Jim O'Brien for what appears to be a Baltimore Colt field goal attempt.
And again, we have a situation rather similar to that which existed 2 Monday nights ago. You wonder about John Unitas sitting there and if he's going to be called upon again the way he was against Minnesota.
From the 49-yard line of the Baltimore Colts, O'Brien, who has already kicked 150 this year, he can hit from here. Deep is Alvin Heyman. It's long enough. Off to the right. No good. And NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts, continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score. The Rams 10, the Colts 7.
Right now, 72 mid-size cars have frozen 71 prices. But of all leading mid-size cars, one has unfrozen styling, unfrozen design, unfrozen engineering. Ford's Torino. This is Grand Torino, one of 9 new models. Torino's price is frozen, but it's been restyled, redesigned, re-engineered for 72. We wanted to give you a quieter, smoother ride, so we built a new, more rugged frame and body. We wanted to give you more precise handling, so we designed a new suspension system. We've added new front disc brakes, standard. We've designed new interiors to give you more room and comfort. Torino has moved ahead for 72, with all new styling and major engineering changes. Everybody can offer you frozen 71 prices, but everybody can't offer you a completely new car, which sort of sets us apart. Your Ford dealer's 72 Torinos. Only the price is frozen.
That's the half moon over a cold Baltimore Memorial Stadium. Just under 3 minutes remain to be played in the 3rd quarter. The Rams holding on to their lead against Baltimore 10-7. O'Brien missed on a 51-yard field goal for Baltimore. The Rams take over on their own 20-yard line. Roman Gabriel all the way at quarterback. The play fake to Larry Smith. Going deep for Klein, and he can't hold on to it. Back with him, Jim Duncan, number 35, and Rick Volk, 21.
Roman had very little time to find a receiver that time. Fred Miller, number 76, was coming in, and he just got it off. And under that one right there is none other than number 19 in your program and number 1 in these Colt fans' hearts, John Unitas.
I'll tell you, that last Baltimore drive where O'Brien failed on the long field goal must have been frustrating because the Colts used up 6 minutes, 7 seconds, yet failed to get anything on the board.
The Rams now moving from their 20-yard line, 2nd and 10. Klein wide to the left. Rensel is in the slot. Snow, 84, the bottom of your screen. Here comes May on the blitz. Incomplete. The attempt again to Klein. And Gabriel now having his problems. He's only 6 of 15 for 80 yards.
Here's Jack Snow, number 84. We'll watch him get hit by Jerry Logan as he comes in. Whammo. Don't think you can do that.
I don't believe that's quite bump and run.
That's the bump, but nobody's running.
All right, on 3rd and 10 now from the 20. Again, Klein goes far to the left to be covered by Duncan. Rensel is in the slot, covered by Rick Volk. Out to the right, Jack Snow. He's covered by Charlie Stoops. Now the Colts roll into a zone. You can see at the top of your screen. Gabriel is wiped out by Freddie Miller. Back to the 11-yard line goes Roman Gabriel. Big Freddie Miller beating the block of Tom Mack. There he is, a 9-year veteran out of LSU. He's sort of the Gary Larson of the Baltimore Colts. They call him the cop. He hangs along that line of scrimmage, and every now and then he turns it loose. Studstill comes on to punt for the Rams. Rick Volk is deep.
Volk is deep.
Providing no misplay. Good field position again for the Baltimore Colts. Fine kick by Studstill. The fair catch called for by Rick Volk. So the Colts will take over 1st and 10 in Ram territory at the 47.
Well, running backs Norm Boulash of the Colts and Willie Ellison of the Rams are 2 examples of athletes who were stamped for stardom even while playing in high school. Big Boo, a challenger for the AFC rushing title, even though he's missed 11 quarters of action this season, was All-State twice at high school in Texas before going on to Texas Christian. Willie also has a Texas background, a star in Texas, then to Texas Southern and on to the Rams.
1st and 10, Baltimore. Boulash. And you see a new number in that defensive lineup for the Rams. That's number 85, Jack Youngblood, as Isaiah Robertson made another tackle. Jack Youngblood, another fine rookie defensive end from Florida.
Yes, indeed. Rated by many the best player on the college all-star team this year when they were about to go against the Colts. The point I was making as I talked about Big Boo and Willie Ellison, next time you get a chance, go out to see a high school game, like Frank Gifford, who every Saturday watched his son Kyle for Scarsdale.
I saw 2 or 3 of those myself.
You believe they lost to Port Chester? On 2nd and 8. Morrow getting rid of it to Mackey, and Mackey's upended by Elmendorf.
Excellent play by Elmendorf. He was keying. They had a zone. No one came into his area. He was keying Tom Matty coming out of the backfield. At the time Matty got that ball, Elmendorf was right there on him.
Loss on the play of 5 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 12. The Rams shuffle in their prevent defense. Geddes comes in. Alvin Heyman comes in to give a little more mobility to the umbrella type prevent defense. There's Elmendorf, rookie from Texas A&M. Been in on a lot of action tonight. Not all of it good, but at least it's been aggressive. From the 49 of the Rams, the Baltimore Colts have a 3rd and 12. Perkins catches the football, and Geddes really pops him. short of the first down.
Sid split screen again. Comes back. Perkins actually got off to a little slow start there. It was intentional. He was letting things clear out a little bit. It's kind of a delay pattern come in. It's like McKeever coming across from his middle linebacker to make a heck of a stop. Nettles, number 19, was following him in there. It's a trail route.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Los Angeles Rams 10, the Baltimore Colts 7. We'll return after this word from our local stations.
Dorothy Lamour guest stars on Marcus Welby, MD, tomorrow night on ABC.
I'm Willie Brown of the Oakland Raiders. When it's time to turn on, I do it my own way. Can you turn on without drugs?
Jim O'Brien looking over a 47-yard field goal attempt. Earl Morrow will do the holding. We're just beginning the fourth quarter from Baltimore Memorial Stadium. The Rams out in front of the Colts 10-7. Alvin Heyman is deep in the end zone for the Rams. Muff that one. Heyman will try it. Down he goes at the 7-yard line.
You don't often see Jim O'Brien do that on a field goal attempt. As all the fans know, he's been remarkably consistent all year long, but it happens. So the Super Bowl hero goes off chagrined.
And the LA Rams will take over. They'll be moving from their own 8-yard line. They opened the scoring in this game in the first quarter. As we look at O'Brien, Morrow gets the ball down. It looks like it was placed well. He just missed it. From the 8-yard line, the Los Angeles Rams. Roman Gabriel going all the way at quarterback. Smith tries the middle up over the 10 to about the 11. As I mentioned, the Rams opened the scoring here at Baltimore. A 20-yard field goal, David Ray. Tom Matty came back to make it 7-3 Baltimore, scoring from 4 yards out. As you look at the statistics, then Gabriel hit Les Josephson just before the half to make it 10-7 LA. And that's how it's been throughout the third quarter. No scoring. Klein and Rinsel come to the left. Rinsel in the slot. The top of your screen is Jack Snow. Snow covered there by Stoops. Far out to the left. Klein covered by Duncan. On 2nd and 7. Ellison. Ellison to about the 14-yard line. Mike Curtis there to make the stop.
On the statistics, Frank, that we just showed, the viewers noticed that Baltimore has had the ball almost 8 minutes more than Los Angeles. So the kindest thing you can say about Baltimore's failure to be leading at this moment is that there has been an absence of opportunism on their part.
Jim Bailey has come into the defensive lineup for the Baltimore Colts. He wears 79. As Roman Gabriel is faced with a 3rd and 4. The ball at the 14. Again, both wide receivers. On the left, you see Rinsel, number 13, top of your screen. Jack Snow. Long count by Gabriel as Ellison moves with the football, but he'll be short of the first down. Gabriel trying to dial the Colts off with the long count. Freddie Miller on the stop, number 76. So again, Baltimore apparently will have good field position. Keep an eye on Rick Volk this time, who's dropped deep. He was unhappy the last time he fielded a Pat Studstill punt. He had plenty of room to catch it. He called for the fair catch, and he really stomped his feet. Now, if he has any chance at all, he's going to try and run this football. This is Studstill. Curtis calls for the fair catch at the 43. A short kick by Studstill. 26-yard punt. And with timeout, the score, Los Angeles 10, the Baltimore Colts 7.
A lot of people think guys my age just reject everything. Not true. Sure, we question a lot, but we'll accept things if you give us some reasons. Take me. I'm a real car nut. So naturally enough, I wanted to find out all the facts about gasoline, too. I mean, really find out, not take somebody's word for it. And I'll tell you, when I got the facts, I started using Sunoco. Their 260 is the highest octane at any station. The highest. And they have the custom blending pump, too, which really does something. Puts some 260 into all their blends. Premium, these middle premiums, even their regular. You get what they call 260 action. All the octane your car can use so it can really put out. Like I said, guys my age will accept things if you give us some reasons. And Sunoco, they've got some real reasons.
Get Sunoco 260 Action. Action to be used, not abused.
The Baltimore Colts again with fine field position, but it's been that way most of the evening. Now they'll move the ball from the Rams' 43-yard line. A little over 12 minutes remain to be played in the football game, a vital game for both of these teams to stay close to their division leaders. Earl Morrow going all the way, sends Willie Richardson to the left, covered there by Howard. Out to the right is Perkins. Looking Perkins in the eyes. Nettles. Here comes the reverse to Perkins. Perkins cuts back behind the block of Curry. Isaiah Robertson again on the stop.
And a truly great play because Perkins had a lot of open space ahead of him if he had gotten past the rookie linebacker. What a performance, Dandy.
One of the best I've seen all year by an outside linebacker because he certainly has played his position well and in certain situations helped other folks play theirs too.
I think a reminder of another rookie, Villapiano, when we had Oakland against Cleveland. 8 tackles, unassisted for Robertson so far tonight.
Second down and 8. Out to the left, Richardson. Perkins to the right. The draw play to Bulash. Isaiah Robertson again. Nottingham, that is. Don Nottingham carrying the football. Don Nottingham, the fire plug from Kent State. 5'10", 215 pounds.
The Charlie Tola of the 7.
It's one of the reasons draw plays like this go well. You saw a trap block this time on Merlin Olsen, number 74. There's Bill, his brother. Big hole up the middle. Merlin Olsen's given a little bit of, Marlon McKeever, giving some ground, and Robertson did come in from his outside linebacker and finally close it up after about a 9-yard gain.
On 3rd and 1. The setbacks now are Matty and Nottingham. This is Matty getting the call. He has the yardage, but a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like a 5-yarder against the Los Angeles Rams, offsides.
Nottingham, who had carried the ball a while ago, made a key block at the line of scrimmage that time to open up a hole for Matty to run through.
1st and 10 for the Baltimore Colts. The ball resting on the Los Angeles Rams' 29-yard line. The Colts trail 10-7. 10 minutes, 45 seconds remain to be played in the football game. Nottingham, number 48. Matty, number 41. The setbacks. Perkins goes right. He faces Nettles. Out to the left, Richardson. He's against Howard. The play fake. The screen pass to Richardson. He drops the football, and he would have gone a long way.
Looked that way, but he took his eye off the football, as even professionals can do, and started to look at the downfield.
2nd down, Baltimore. A frustrating night for the Baltimore Colts, particularly Earl Morrow. He's 10 for 29. And while that one should have been caught, we can see he has not had the best of evenings. It's 2nd and 10. The ball resting on the 29-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. Tommy Prothro, 16 years as a head coach in the college ranks. Morrill gets away from Youngblood. Here comes Coy Bacon. Out of bounds, Earl Morrill. Herman Alexander forcing Earl Morrill out of bounds at about the 25-yard line of the Rams. Jack Youngblood forced Earl Morrill out of the pocket. And you saw big Coy Bacon trying to run him down.
Amazing. Our 8th Monday night game so far, gentlemen. Next week, St. Louis, San Diego. After that, Green Bay at Atlanta. Then the Miami Dolphins against the Bears. Then the Chiefs at San Francisco. And then George Allen goes back to Los Angeles against these Rams with his Redskins.
And 10 minutes and 32 seconds remain to be played in the game. It's 3rd down and 6 as Morrill drops. Intended for Mackey. Thrown in the ground, incomplete.
Nice pickup.
10 for 30 now is Earl Morrill as Jim O'Brien comes on to try and tie this game up.
Made that pickup in just about the area where Boog Powell usually makes his when Boog catches them.
Flip to second, throw to first, we get 2.
O'Brien trying for 3, Earl Morrill holding. Kick coming from about the 32-yard line, just inside the 32. Oh, he kept that head down that time. O'Brien hit from 32 yards out, and you saw him concentrate on keeping that head down. He had muffed one earlier for 47. That ties it up. We'll take a look at that again, and O'Brien, who possibly raised up a while ago from 47 yards out. Now watch him keep that head locked into position. Glued down. And with timeout, the score, the Los Angeles Rams 10, the Baltimore Colts 10.
What kind of tires can drive down a snow-covered mountain? Dig in and stop fast on hard-packed snow. Or with studs even stop on glare ice? The answer, Sears Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires with the deep traction groove down the center. They go in snow, stop in snow, stop on ice. Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires for front and rear wheels, only at Sears.
The battery in this car is virtually brand new. The battery in this car is 2 years old. Now, after the lights have been on for almost 4 hours, now let's see which car starts. The one with the 2-year-old battery. A 2-year-old Sears Die-Hard. The Die-Hard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
O'Brien set to kick off to Travis Williams and Howard. Long kick. Howard will run it out. Howard over the 20 to the 24. Hit there by Tom Nowatzki. You can see the chill in the air as a Ram tries to warm his feet. Temperatures now having dropped below freezing.
You know, Frank, you just mentioned Tom Nowatzki, and one thinks back to how critical he was to the Colts a year ago, right up through their Super Bowl victory.
1st and 10. The ball at the 24-yard line. Roman Gabriel, the quarterback, going all the way. Ellison to about the 28-yard line, hit there by Bubba Smith. Pickup of 5 yards for Willie Ellison. Second down and 5. The ball on the Rams' 29-yard line. To the left is Rensel. To the right is Snow. Smith drops the football. Hendricks has the football.
That's it.
Larry Smith fumbled the football. Hendricks picked it up. Has moved in for a go-ahead goal touchdown.
A game of mistakes.
Let's take a look at it. I don't think this ball ever really even hit the ground. You'll see Smith has it. It popped out right into Hendricks' hands. Looks like Jim Bailey may have been the one that knocked that ball loose for 79 as he came through. There could have been Curtis coming across the middle there. I'm not for sure. Anyway, it came right to Hendricks, and the Colts go out in front.
Jim O'Brien for the conversion. And defense has struck again in Baltimore. NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts, continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score, the Rams 10, the Colts 17.
This is White Owl shade-grown wrapper tobacco. We grow it right here in the Connecticut Valley. We use this prime wrapper tobacco on our White Owl Invincible, Perfecto Special, Corona, Diplomat, and New Yorker cigars. It's just about the best wrapper tobacco in the world. But don't take my word for it. Compare our cigars to any other comparably priced cigars. I guess to really appreciate ours, you have to smoke theirs. White Owl, ours.
Flair writes with absolute silence, total smoothness. Flair's rich, vivid line can be fine or bold at your discretion. Flair has a smooth, tough nylon point that stays sharp. Flair won't dry out because the cap seals with a distinctive click. Flair, the new way to write, now in dramatic colors. Flair.
9 minutes and 3 seconds remain to be played in the football game. Ted Hendricks has just given the Baltimore Colts a 17-10 lead. O'Brien to kick off deep. Argene Howard 21, Travis Williams 25. This is Howard. They fight over the football. Williams has it. Up over the 25 to the 27.
And so now all the pressure is on the Los Angeles Rams. Baltimore continues to be a curious team. Underrated all year long a year ago. Somehow seizing out the victory. Time now becoming a factor, but still plenty of time left. Los Angeles very much in the ballgame. But Baltimore, a team which so often frustrates itself and its fans, somehow making the key games, winning the key games. John Unitas on the sidelines. Frank?
1st and 10, Rams, ball on their own 25-yard line. Ellison, Smith, the setbacks, both backs out of the backfield, fired to Smith. Up to the 30-yard line, and he's knocked to the ground by Ray May. And this Ray May, some football player, and a pretty classy person. He's devoted almost all of his income to taking care of underprivileged kids. There's a ranch out west where he sends these children, and Smith is being helped to the sidelines.
You're so right about Ray May. He's got an understanding of what life is all about and where the real values are, and he is every bit the great player you suggested.
It's 2nd down now, 5 yards to go. The ball at the 31-yard line of the Rams. Josephson came in for Smith. Rensel right, Snow left. Gabriel to the screen to Josephson. He can't hold on to it. There's Larry Smith on the sidelines.
Like he got a little busted lip on that last play. He really did take a good shot, looked like right to the head. And he got up. He actually started off on the other side. Here's a good rush by Bubba Smith. This is a screen pass. This is a tough thing. He's throwing it up over Bubba, knowing the height. The ball is a little bit high. Joseph possibly could have held on to it, and the screen was set up very well to the left.
It's 3rd down and 5. The Rams moving from their own 30. A partisan crowd calling defense, defense. Grinsold flying to the right. The attempt to Ellison, batted down. Jim Bailey, number 79. And the Colts defensive unit, fired up by Ted Hendricks' 31-yard touchdown run of a fumble, has really come to life.
They really did, and Jim Bailey, 79 from Kansas. Billy Newsom, 81 from Grambling College. Rookies a year ago. They'll be with this club for a long time. Now watch this block. Watch Bubba playing off the block. And 79 Bailey in there. The way cleared really by Bubba for Jim.
Studstill gets the ball off. Again, it's short. Curtis with the fair catch call. 23-yard punt this time by Studstill.
Terrible punting all night long by the Rams, and Baltimore has been utterly dominant this half in terms of ball control. The short punts being a reason, because every time Baltimore's had the ball, they've begun with field position.
Baltimore takes over, 1st and 10. The ball resting on their own 48-yard line. You see the time remaining in the game. Again, a crucial game for both of these ball clubs. Both wide receivers, Perkins, Richardson out to the left. Nottingham over the 50-yard stripe to about the 47-yard line of the Rams. Marlon McKeever makes the stop. Fire plug with wheels. Don Nottingham.
We've just had word, Frank, from the LA bench that Smith will not be back in the game tonight.
All right, 2nd down and 5. Richardson left, Perkins right. Nottingham again, moving to the outside, going nowhere.
Nottingham carrying.
Purnell was there. Up came Elmendorf. Matter of fact, might have lost a yard on that.
Kermit Alexander's the guy that comes up from the secondary. You'll see Nottingham come to his outside. Play is strung out very well by Purnell. 39 is Kermit Alexander. He comes up and puts the stop on it.
A gifted veteran. You mentioned early in the game that Nettles moved from safety to corner and was better at the corner. One of the things Prothrow did this year was to take the veteran Alexander away from the corner and move him in as tight safety, and Kermit's done some job.
Top of your screen, Perkins in the slot, covered by Kermit Alexander. Willie Richardson wide to the left, covered there by Howard. 3rd down and 5. Morrill's going to run the football. It goes again to Nottingham.
Matty, the ball carrier.
Excuse me, I'll correct myself. That was Tom Matty.
Playing cautious football, Frank, hoping to use the clock against Los Angeles, pressurize them.
Maybe Hendricks will pick up another fumble and score.
Norm Bulash, who was shaken up early in the game, has not been playing here in the 4th period. We have not been informed of any injury. He did come back after being shaken up. This is David Lee. He's having a bad night, as is Pat Studstill of the Rams. Deep is Alvin Heyman. This is just what you want, though. Beautiful punt by David Lee. Alvin Heyman being forced into fair catching that ball at the 6. That ball with a backspin on it, probably, as determined by Alvin Heyman, would not have bounced into the end zone.
Frank, you mentioned Big Boo's absence this half. The latest report on him is the ankle damaged in the earlier going continues to bother him, and very likely we have seen the last of Big Boo for tonight.
Now from the 12-yard line, the Rams with 4 minutes, 39 seconds, the clock moving, will begin their drive. They trail by 7. Gabriel out to Ellison. Ellison with nowhere to go. Duncan's 35. Pickup of about 11, 1st and 10 for the Los Angeles Rams.
Another quick reminder with time running out on this game this Saturday on ABC NCAA Regional Football. Cornell, Dartmouth, Arkansas, SMU, Kansas, Oklahoma, Washington State, Oregon State. Consult your local listings for time.
Now from the 22. Rensel out wide to the right, Snow to the left. Well, Ellison made a move that appeared to draw a Baltimore Colt off sides. And it will be ruled against the Rams, illegal procedure. Down remains the same. First down now and 15. More trouble for the Rams. Bob Klein, number 80, the tight end. Lance Rensel, number 13, the flanker. Jack Snow, number 84. Those are the receivers. Out to the left is Snow. Rensel and Klein go to the right. On the quick count. Fired for Josephson. And he has it at the 25. Mike Curtis made the tackle. Ray May was also there. 3:30 remains to be played in the fourth period. The Rams trailing by 7. Second down now and 7. Travis Williams is in at setback for the Rams. He gets the call. Schiavelli with a fine block. Williams will be short of the first down. Jerry Logan driving Travis Williams out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Travis Williams, once characterized by Vince Lombardi as a great one. The road runner, they call him. And Frank, you mentioned earlier in the show how many times he's broken one for a long touchdown.
He's in the ball game now at a very critical time for the Rams. They now have a 3rd and 1. The ball at the 32-yard line. Josephson back in the game now. One setback for the Rams. Ellison and Josephson the setbacks. Josephson following the blocks of Mack. Up over the 40 to the 43 is Les Josephson. First down, Rams.
They had to have it. See it from ground level again. The Colts are in a short yardage defense. Joseph coming wide, following Tom Mack, number 65. Offensive line for the Rams is a good one. Picked up a good 8 yards on that last play.
The ball, 1st and 10 for the Rams on the 43-yard line. Travis Williams back into the game. Rensel right, covered closely there by Stoops. Up to the left is Snow, covered there by Duncan. Gabriel going deep for Rensel. And Gabriel threw it well behind Rensel, who was being bird-dogged by Charlie Stoops.
These Monday night games can get exciting in the late going. Witness last week, witness 2 weeks ago. The clock always the big factor. Los Angeles struggling desperately now. And I remember a year ago when they were talking about the Monday night hex and how the teams would lose on the following Sunday. This year, after Monday night games, teams playing on the following Sunday have won 10 and lost 4. Whatever became of the hex, Dandy?
Died last year.
All right, 2nd and 10. The Rams moving from their own 43. Rensel again goes right. Again, he'll be covered by Stoops, number 47. Snow is left. He faces Duncan. Gabriel looking for Williams, and he can't hold on to the football at the 50-yard line. Mike Curtis defending. Gabriel now 9 of 22 for 99 yards. That will bring up 3rd and 10. Out goes Travis Williams. In comes Les Josephson. And I don't know, but I have a feeling that somebody's calling the plays on the sidelines as the Rams are shuffling their backs. There's Williams, 25. That's Tommy Prothro, the head coach of the Rams. 2 minutes, 14 seconds remain to be played. 3rd and 10 Rams from their own 43. Intended either for Klein or Ellison. They were both in the area. Incomplete.
Well, the coach says it's time to go for it.
Well,
no choice.
2 minutes and 10 seconds remain, and on 4th down, Tommy Prothro says go for it. I don't know about that decision.
We have not seen quarterbacks at their very best tonight, Don.
I think the defense has a lot to do with that. I think you pointed out earlier, teams that are playing do have a lot to do with it. They have not thrown well. Earl has not thrown well. Roman has certainly not thrown well tonight either.
On 4th and 10, the Rams from their own 43. Rinsel is right, covered by Stoops. Snell is left. He's covered by Duncan. Klein, covered by Logan. Gabriel will go down. Freddie Miller. Big number 76, Freddie Miller, has made his second big key play of the night. And the 4th down attempt has backfired for the Rams, as the Baltimore Colts are even now within field goal range. That's the 2-minute warning in NFL Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score: Baltimore 17, the Rams 10.
Straight a point. See if you can answer this quiz about cars. True or false? Disc brakes wear twice as long as drum brakes. A stabilizer bar gives better radio reception. An axle ratio of 3-to-1 gives better gas mileage than a ratio of 2-to-1. The answer to all three is false. The point is, to be a smart car buyer, you have to know a lot more than you used to. So Ford Motor Company has written a 2-part book. It's called Car Buying Made Easier, not easy, easier. Part 1 is all about cars in general. Part 2 is biased, because it's about Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury cars, facts, figures, and specifications. Look, Ford Motor Company wants your business. They're convinced that if you become a smarter car buyer, they'll get their share. To get your free copy of the book, Car Buying Made Easier, write Ford Motor Company Listens, The American Road, Dearborn, Michigan. They listen better, and they'd like to hear from you.
Well, I mentioned a moment ago that I questioned the call of Tommy Prothro with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining to go for 4th and 10. I like to play the game that way myself, that he would have been able to stop the clock with the 2-minute warning. He had 3 timeouts remaining, but I like the man. He wants to win it. And what can you say? He's a master bridge player, great chess player. I'm just sitting up here talking. First down, the Baltimore Colts. Matty again, breaking loose. Matty inside the 25 to the 22.
Boy, he picks and threads, Don. He is a smart runner.
He is a good one. Back to Frank's comment about the call. I think you saw his call to go for it on 4th down affect the defensive play. It seemed that on that first play from scrimmage, not that Matty's not a good runner, or not that he didn't have good blocking, but the Ram defense didn't close in there real well. He made 15 yards on what possibly should have been about a 7-yard gain. It is a tough thing to say. What Frank was talking about, if you've got time, you're going to kick it down there, rely on your defense. The Rams do have a good defense. Rely on them to get that ball back for you in a little bit better field goal position. There's the man that made the decision. As Frank pointed out, it's none of our business.
Say a little something about him, too. What a great record he has as a collegiate coach. 10 years with Oregon State, 6 years with UCLA, 3 Rose Bowl teams. In the top 10, the last 4 of the 6 years with UCLA.
As we said, he wasn't any of our business what he called, was it, Frank?
The more I talk about him, the better call I think there was.
What a bright guy that is.
On 1st and 10 from the 22, Matty again. Marlon McKeever made the stop.
I think we just saw a trick knee from one of the referees go out, too. He was trying to run in there and fell down, hurt a bad knee.
Now that you fellas have had your chance at logical summation, I think it was a good call. The guy lost a week ago to Miami. He's desperate to win this game. He's got the very tough schedule coming up that you fellas earlier talked about. He had to go for it.
Hit him, Don.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all that Howard waits till we get out on the limb and then starts chopping it off. Howard, you're a beautiful man. Lovable Howard.
Just tell it like it is, Don.
or like you think it is. Either way is close.
Earl Morrill, who, with a little help from his friends on the defensive unit, has the Baltimore Colts out in front of the Los Angeles Rams, 17-10.
You may have noticed that we quit talking about his very poor passing percentage now that they're ahead by 7 points. So it just goes to show that good defensive play has a way of taking away from that 33% completion tonight. Fine defensive play makes great quarterbacks.
Ted Hendricks was the man who put the icing on the cake for the Colts, the defensive linebacker for the Baltimore Colts, rumbling 31 yards with a Larry Smith fumble to make it 17-10. A minute and 44 seconds remain to be played. Nottingham leads the way for Matty. He's all alone.
They caught it right up the middle. The Rams were in a pressure-type defense. They brought everybody up. They split them with a quick trap up the middle. Looked like they trapped one of the Olsen boys. You'll see from ground level, Morrill handing, as Frank pointed out, a good block by Nottingham. Here comes Matty. That's a big hole in there. 72 is Bill Olsen. He missed him right at the line of scrimmage, broke into the secondary, and all alone.
Again, it bears out what you said about the Ram defense that played spectacularly throughout the game. O'Brien drills it. So the Baltimore Colts extend their lead over the Los Angeles Rams. And it appears with a minute and 38 seconds remaining, the Colts will be the ones to stay within a half game of the Miami Dolphins in their division.
You see it happen many times when a coach's decision can affect the entire team. I actually think that's the way it should be. The coach's responsibility is to lead from the top. His inspiration, his guidance, his knowledge of the game is what the players intend to carry out. But it is a tough call when you decide, I want you to go for it. We don't know whether it's a good one or a bad one. It turned out to be a bad call for him because it didn't work. If it worked, it would have been a good call. But his decision does affect the rest of the team, and I think we can't see the Rams not playing as well as they played earlier in the game. Tough job coaching.
Jim O'Brien gets the signal, and he'll kick a low one. Pat Curran with the football. So O'Brien taking no chances for a possible long run back. Rex Kern made the tackle for the Baltimore Colts. So the Rams have the football. A minute 32 remain to be played. They'll be moving from their 35-yard line, just over the 35-yard line. Gabriel will now start attracting a crowd of Baltimore Colts. Puts Klein and Rensel to the left. Here comes Newsom, gets it off to Klein. Klein breaking tackles to the 47.
You'll notice that Bubba Smith's not in there now. He played and deserves great credit for it. Much of the game with a bad groin injury. Now with the victory assured, Bubba's out. Billy Newsom's in there along with Jim Bailey.
George Wright is also in that line. The Rams with one timeout remaining. Gabriel dumps it to Travis Williams on the screen. Williams inside the 40-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Mike Curtis made the tackle. Rams trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. They do not want to use their one remaining timeout. Clock moving. This will be a pass attempt. Into the ground, incomplete. Pass intended there for Matt Maslowski.
When are you leaving for San Diego, Don?
Oh, not for a while. It's going to be a good ball game. Chargers with old John Hadle. He's throwing a lot of touchdowns this year. Cardinals came pretty close to the Cowboys yesterday. I'll be out there by Monday, Howard. When are you coming in?
I'll be out there when you get there. Everybody comes close to the Cowboys these days.
You say that, Howard. You say that.
Tommy Prothro looking on. His Rams trailing the Baltimore Colts 24-10. This on 2nd and 10. Gabriel going deep for Maslowski. Touchdown. Touchdown, Matt Maslowski. And Duncan is complaining it was out of bounds.
Duncan is out of bounds and complaining because he wasn't covering.
Let's see it again. I don't know how he got that open because the Colts were back there. You'll see Duncan slide to the inside. Matt Maslowski coming out on the outside, number 48. He's a sprinter from San Diego, as Howard pointed out. And let's watch it here. And he's down. And his left foot was very close to being in the white.
Maybe we can back that up. Is it possible to see that again? That was really close.
That was close. Maybe take a look at it after this kick.
David Ray for the conversion. 14 seconds remain, as it's good. I don't think there's any doubt as to whether or not we'll see an onside kick or not for the Rams. They're huddled over in the far side already, discussing it.
Let's see the touchdown. Well, here we go. It was pretty close, folks.
The rule is he has to come down with both feet in bounds unless contact has been made by the defender or tackler.
I thought it was clearly visible.
What visibility did you see, Howard? You
I
covered
don't know.
This time.
I'll read about it from some sports writer with the precious wisdom of 20/20 hindsight.
Well, before you do, call it right now. What do you see?
Look good. Let's look. No.
Pardon me? I think he was out. I'll take a stand. I think he was out.
I believe he was out.
What do you say, Howard?
Gentlemen, you're 2-0 at the moment. But we are in the early innings. No, he looked to be out.
Big play now coming up for the Rams. I say that because they have 14 seconds remaining. They have one timeout. If they can recover this, they should be able to get that one play off. And we just saw how easy it is to get a touchdown.
We're going to wear this thing out, but he is getting pretty close. Eggs ain't poultry, and look at there. He's out.
And the onside kick fails for the Rams. Tom Curtis makes the recovery for the Baltimore Colts. "13 seconds show on the scoreboard clock. Rams offsides, declined by the Baltimore Colts.
A tough defeat for the Rams, who will be at 4-3-1 as against San Francisco at 6-2. So they fall behind game and a half, and it's not going to be easy in the face of that schedule. Easy Rider McCaffrey. Don McCaffrey, the coach of the Baltimore Colts, doesn't make a lot of noise. Would have faced all kinds of second guesses tonight if the Colts had lost for not removing Morrill and putting in John Unitas, but stayed with his man in a manner somewhat similar to Bud Grant of Minnesota, who doesn't forsake his players very quickly or very easily. I would give McCaffrey a lot of credit tonight, wouldn't you, Don?
Certainly would.
And if I could, I'd like to give a little credit to our statistician, Jerry Kapstein, spotter, Never Brother Act, Dan Kapstein. Baltimore will have the football. The Rams have no timeouts remaining. Baltimore will run one play. A lot of credit to a fine blocking offensive line of the Baltimore Colts this evening. Dan Sullivan doing a fine job all night against Dave Jones. Bob Vogel against Coy Bacon. Hunker up and protect the football. And that should just about do it. The Baltimore Colts notch another victory. Their record now moves to 6-2. The final score: the Baltimore Colts 24, the Los Angeles Rams 17. And we'll return to Baltimore's Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
The male pinup of Grandmother's Day was the Arrow Collar Man.
My first true love, the Arrow Collar Man.
That's the name of this shirt. Do you mean you fell in love with an ad?
All my friends fell in love with the man behind this picture, especially me. I wrote letters, sent poetry, a lock of my hair. Oh, how silly can a young girl be?
The Arrow Collar Man, breaking hearts once again.
Hi. When you're really hungry, stop at McDonald's and ask for the big meal. What you'll get is a Big Mac, a large order of fries, and a really big drink. What you won't get is a big bill. That's the big meal. It's a great deal for dinner.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Once again, the final score here in Baltimore, the Colts 24, the Rams 17. Our executive producer of NFL Monday Night Football is Roone Arledge. Tonight's game was produced and directed by Chet Forty, co-produced by Dennis Lewin, co-directed by Don Ohlmeyer, our associate director Lou Frederick. Technical directors Bill Morris and John Broderick. This Saturday here on ABC, there's NCAA Regional College Football. Be sure to check your local listings for the time of the game in your area. Then on ABC's Wide World of Sports, you'll see the Tournament of Thrills Auto Daredevil Championship from Tampa, Florida. The World Wrestling Championships from Petaluma, California. And the World Professional Target Diving Championship from Montreal, Canada. Next week, NFL Monday Night Football travels to San Diego, California for the battle between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Chargers. NFL football each Monday night at 9 Eastern Time. This is Frank Gifford saying so long for Howard Cosell and Don Meredith from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Our air travel arranged through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. The airline chosen by 20 of the 26 pro teams.
Helen Hayes, Myrna Loy, Mildred Natwick, and Sylvia Sidney star as four elderly ladies for whom a practical joke turns into an encounter with terror. Watch Do Not Fold, Spindle, or Mutilate on the Movie of the Week tomorrow night at 8:30, 7:30 Central Time here on ABC.
Hey, Paul! See you in a couple weeks. See you in a couple weeks, Paul.
I guess that's it.
In 60 seconds from now, we will have the Federal Pay Board's decision from Chairman George Bolt and a reaction from Labor Leader George Meany in Washington.